Hello, Critical Beauty Salon viewers. Welcome to my show. Today, we're going to have... Hold on one second. Hi. Hello. Yeah, I'm just setting up my my Zoom YouTube channel. I will admit to you in a few seconds. that was Summer. She just called me from London, and she just wanted to make sure that I'm actually hooked up on Zoom. So I told her yes. So I'm gonna admit her in a few minutes. But anyway, so Miss Universe 2021 finals was last night. It happened in Israel. Did you guys watch it? So if you did not see it, shame on you. Too bad. So we're going to start reacting to the actually the whole show. So originally I've had like 3 guests, but Vagisha Mishra from Pageants With Vagisha, who lives in India, asked me if she could join the show, and I said sure, because she has so much to talk about Miss India, the winner, as well as the pageant. So we're gonna start. Let me see. Let's admit Summer. Hey, Summer. Hey.
Tito Rafa, it's me.
Hello. What's up, girl?
I'm still here.
Okay, well, at least I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, Tito Rafa, don't worry. I'm going to ask Michael some help.
Okay.
I need this up now. Me and technology, we don't work together. We don't chat. Okay, honey, can you help me, please? Tito Rafa.
Believe me, technology and I did not get along very well until I really tried very hard,
Tito Rafa is telling me I'm not here.
to learn all these little things. And now, I have all these gazillion apps on my iPhone. So.
I cannot see you.
No, he can't see me.
Yes. So we're just waiting for Hector and Ko.
How are you, Tito Rafa?
And Vagisha. Hello. Okay, I'm just sending a text to Hector.
How are you, Tito Rafa?
So we're live on YouTube right now, so everybody can see what we're doing.
Okay, sorry. Oh my God. I'm still playing.
Okay, that's fine. So are you in your is that a bedroom? That's
Sorry, Tito Rafa, this is my mom's bedroom. I don't know where to go.
Oh, it's your mom's bedroom. Well, it's wonderful because it has a lot. It seems like it's very bright.
So yes, Tito Rafa. Sorry, Tito Rafa. I haven't got this Ko told me.
Yeah, it has a lot of lighting.
This green thing. What do you call that? Green background.
The green screen.
Green screen. Oh God.
Yeah, it's called the green screen. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So you can have like virtual.
Okay, is it too much light for you?
Backgrounds and everything.
Is it? Oh, is that better?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So my connection is a little unstable at this moment. I know this happens every time I do a Zoom like across the Atlantic. It's just hard. Okay, so Hector just texted me. He said he's still walking back to his apartment. Okay. Whatever. Oh, there's no light in his apartment. I think so. I think they turned off the lights in his apartment. So Hector, did you pay your bill? So I was just wondering. All right, so now Ko is entering. So let me just admit her. And we're just waiting for Vagisha and Hector. So how's the weather in London or in UK?
It's dry today, Rafa.
It's dry?
Yeah. I just got back from the hospital. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
And Jody is sending her love. She sends her love.
Wonderful. I'm so glad that you and Jody finally met.
Thank you, Tito Rafa.
Yeah, during the Miss Universe Britain pageant. So
that's because of
I'm so glad.
I'm trying to charge my phone.
Hi, Ko.
Hi, Rafa. How are you?
Good. Can't see you though.
Okay, I just start the video. Hang on.
Perfect. All right, now let me see. Vagisha is trying to get in, so let's admit her. There's so much to talk about the Miss Universe telecast last night. Hi, Ko.
Hi.
Ko, did you meet Summer? Hi, Vagisha.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Summer.
Hi, Rafa. Hi, Ko.
Hi,
Hi,
Vagisha.
Ko.
Congratulations. Hi, Summer. Hi, Rafa.
Vagisha. Hi, Vagisha. Do you know Summer Smith from Crown Sisters?
Yes, I have followed her since a long time.
Oh, okay.
She's huge. She's huge.
No, I'm not. I'm small. I'm tiny.
No, I think what you meant to say is that you have a huge following now.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
Papa,
right.
I was
that's
just
right.
cracking a joke.
Oh, okay.
My
It's weird because
skinny.
I actually discovered Crown Sisters by accident. It was one of those recommended videos. So I
Yes.
figured, okay, well, this is very interesting. So the first time I saw one of your first videos, I said, wow, I love this woman's voice. I mean, who is she? I mean, why is she not showing her face and all that stuff? So the more I watch your videos, Summer, the more I fell in love with your voice and the way you edited your videos. So
I'm
that I
sorry.
have to follow this. I just have to follow this girl, you know. I just have to follow it. And then you and I started corresponding with each other, video phoning each other and whatnot. We got each other. And you attended the Miss Universe Great Britain pageant with Jody. So that was the first time you two met each
And
other.
you helped me with the Supernational.
Supranational too. Exactly. Yeah. So it's really fun. Even though we live in different parts of the world, we feel a lot of connection. We feel a lot of bond, this strong bond, between us, despite our differences in cultures, religions, ethnicities, races, languages, whatever. We share the same common interest. And I think that's what pageantry is all about, So please, people, no more wars, no more bickering, no more quarreling, no more cyberbullying, okay? No more. That has to stop right now, okay? So we're just waiting for Hector. Before you girls arrived, Hector texted me and he said that there's no electricity in his apartment. They cut off the electricity. So I was wondering, did you pay your bill or what? So I was just like, well, hopefully, they'll restore the power in this apartment. So now we have 31 viewers. Oh, okay. We have people from all over the world. Hello from Indonesia. Hello, Ko, says Dustin. Hello to all of you. Since Francis from London, UK, Francis Fernando. Crown Sisters, do you know, Summer, do you know Francis Fernando?
I'm afraid sorry.
That's fine. I love Vagisha, says Bomto Ngulom. Hi, Ko, I'm here. Hi, everyone. Summer, are you also a nurse in London? Are you a nurse?
I wish. No, Tito Rafa, I'm an entrepreneur.
She's an entrepreneur. Okay, so she's just a businesswoman. Okay, Jakarta is watching, is here. Hello, everyone. Hi from India, says Shivani Sharma. So yeah, so we're getting a lot of viewers. So, okay, so hi from South Africa. Hola from Chicago, says Richard. Hello, guys. So yeah, so everybody is giving us a lot of love and attention. And you guys, whoever is watching the show, please comment what you think. As we're going to go over from the very beginning, step by step, from the opening all the way to the coronation of Miss Universe India. So yeah, so give your comments, and I'm just going to read them out, and at the same time, I'll shout out everybody. Okay, so as you know, I hardly slept. Okay, the show was telecast live here on the East Coast. I live in Massachusetts. So it was, wait, who's entering? Somebody's entering. Phil. Should we admit Phil? He's not on the original list of guests. Should we admit him anyway?
Please.
Why not? The more the merrier, Tito Rafa.
Yeah, that's right. The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. Okay, we're gonna admit Phil. Okay, all right. So let's just wait. for him. So yeah, so the show was telecast here in U.S. East Coast at 7 p.m. Sunday, and it was Monday 2 in the morning in Israel. So imagine the girls waking up at what time? 10 in the not even that, like 9 in the evening, Israel time, and then spending hours to put on their makeup, maybe last minute fittings, last minute rehearsals and whatnot, and then to look extra gorgeous at 2 a.m. for the Israeli audience. Can you believe it? And it's a 3-hour show. It probably dragged on to like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, with a background, but behind the scenes stuff and everything. So yeah. Phil, good morning, young man. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
What changed your mind?
No, because I told you I'm catching a flight to Sacramento today, and I arrived early, and I'm here in my hotel, and I'm glad to be here with you guys.
Okay, that's
Welcome
wonderful. Now,
to.
can you do me a favor? Could you fix your camera, because I can see your ceiling? Yeah, better. That's much better.
Mhm.
That's much better. So Phil, I don't know if you've met Summer Smith from Crown Sisters.
Hi,
Phil.
Summer.
Hi,
Summer,
Phil.
Summer,
I'm a
Phil.
fan.
Okay, Phil and I attended Miss Universe 2019 in Atlanta. Okay, 2 years ago. That was the first time he and I met, and that was one of the most memorable pageants that I attended personally. It's weird because at that time, South Africa was not on my list.
Mm-hmm.
During the press junket conference, I saw South Africa from a distance, and I was deciding, should I or should I not interview her? But she never really caught my eye. Isn't it weird? Like
Right.
every year you're attracted to certain contestants, and also every year you are not attracted to certain contestants, like South Africa 2 years ago. But now I'm loving the actual Miss South Africa. She has on my list, and she was on my top 5. So I was really, 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 surprised. But anyway, so while waiting for Hector, hopefully Hector, you paid your bill, and then you're going to join us later today. Poor thing. Okay, so now I'm just reading more comments. Okay, more fans coming from Ontario, Canada, South Africa, San Francisco, people from Australia, but somebody's asking, where is Peter? Unfortunately, it's about 4 in the morning in
4 in the morning.
Australia at the moment. So I think Peter is sleeping. I think he usually goes to bed like around like midnight, 1 o'clock Australia time. So we don't want to bother him. And that's one thing that you don't want to do, is to mess up with Peter's schedule. So he could be very mean. I'm just kidding. Love you, Peter. Okay, while waiting for Hector, let's go ahead and comment on, first of all, the opening scene. Okay, when I first saw the opening scene, that montage of Israeli singer, I forgot her name. Was it Noah? Yeah, Noah Kirel with Andrea Meza, showing this beautiful desert landscape in the background, and then they I think they get into a car, the two of them, like Thelma and Louise type, and then they're joined in by Rena Moore, who is the one and only Miss Universe from Israel. She won back in 1976, when most of us were not even born then. So yeah, so I thought that was amazing. Okay, well this is neat. I like all these girls from different generations and stuff and everything. Driving into the desert and onto the venue, which is Universe Arena. Okay, let's talk about the venue. What do you think of Universe Arena? Vagisha, what do you think of the venue? The beautiful, they got all those materials from Portugal. Did you guys know that? They shipped them out from
No.
Portugal, and they spent like Yeah, it was like humongous. I mean, from a distance, I thought this looks small, but when you go inside, it's like big. It's like humongous, you know? So I was really impressed. So what did you think about your show?
I feel that when it was happening in Israel, I was not very sure about the venue, and there were so many restrictions, travel restrictions with the new variant of COVID. So I was a bit skeptical how it's going to turn out, but I was so happy with how the whole pageant was organized. Even in the prelims, I was pretty satisfied because in some of the editions, we were not that satisfied with the prelim stage and the choreography and all the lighting and everything. But this time it was too good. So I was quite happy.
Mm-hmm. Summer, what did you think of the venue?
Well, I think it's because it's being staged in Israel. There's always this thing that there's something going to happen.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So, but I was pleasantly surprised, but not so I was not so surprised because I've been living here for quite a while now, and I've been watching Eurovision, and I know how they stage their big events such as Miss Universe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Ko, what do you think?
Love it.
You like
And
the
yeah.
venue?
Yes, I love the venue. I mean, like semicircle is quite different from the past few years, and also I love the light. I love the wife. And also I think Israel manages very well, very efficient. That's something that I really admire. It's miles away from the previous 2 or 3 years. So I'm very impressed. If I think there would be another Miss Universe event, which better probably just Bangkok, Thailand, 2018. Yeah. So overall, I'm very happy.
Yeah, that's good. Phil, what do you think of the venue?
Oh, the venue, it was awesome. Like at first when I heard that it was going to Israel, I was kind of like in doubt of the logistics because number one, many people will stay up late watching the telecast. That's one. And then number two, COVID. There was questions about it and we were in doubt if how would it be going to be organized, but they all went through, they all came through. It's all good. They
Right.
produced a good show. I would say it is much better than the 2019 edition.
Yeah, without doubt.
Right. And of course, like basically new countries hosting such a breath of fresh air. And yeah, my only concern is the access to the girls.
Mhm.
That's the only thing. But it's understandable. It's COVID. But
Right.
kudos to MUO, they did a good show.
Right. Well, I was actually impressed by the host city itself, Eilat, Israel. I was doing some research about the city, and I saw a total desert with like maybe 2 or 3 farmhouses. But now it's like a major city in southern Israel. It's a major tourist attraction. So, and it's not only that, but it's strategically situated between the Sinai Peninsula, which is part of Egypt, and also Jordan. So the first time when they announced that Israel was going to host the pageant, I had my concerns, because the media portrayed the country as very unsafe, with a lot of, violence and whatnot. But then again, I realized, well, why would Miss Universe pick a country that they think would not be safe? It just doesn't make any sense. And I think that's if there's one thing that Miss Universe excels in, it's safety and security of the girls, their staff, and of the public. I don't recall of any major incident that have occurred during past Miss Universe pageants. None.
Yeah.
Maybe except back in 1972 when the pageant was held. Was it in Puerto Rico? Yeah. Was it? Yeah. Do you remember that? I don't know if you guys remember. Maybe none
I
of you were
wasn't born
yet.
at that time.
You weren't born yet. Yeah, but there was 1971 Miss Universe was from Lebanon. So she was dating some Palestinian guy. So when Puerto Rico hosted that pageant in 1972, there were concerns. Also because of the Munich Olympics, there were 11 Israeli athletes that were massacred, they were murdered by Palestinian terrorists. So that was a major concern for Puerto Rico. So that's why Miss Universe 1971 did not go to Puerto Rico to crown her successor, because she was advised not to, because it would be very dangerous for her. So that was the only incident that I can think of. Other than that, Miss Universe has been, holding their pageants very smoothly, no problems whatsoever. So we have our good friend Antonio Rivadeneira. Okay, so he can't join us today because it's working, but he's listening and is watching.
Hi,
Antonio, where are you watching? Are you watching from the bathroom? No, just kidding. Okay, so we have somebody says Shivani says the venue was amazing. Matthew says love the opening number. It was very entertaining. Great use of the stage, lighting, and backdrop. Love everything about this pageant. Is one of the best. Okay, so yeah. All right, so we all love the venue. We all love a lot. Everything was fine. Everything was safe. Okay, so what do you think of the stage performance by Israeli singer Noah Kirel? This is before the girls came out of the stage. I thought she was okay. She was nice. I've never heard of her. Okay, I've never heard of her, but I thought, okay, whatever. And then of course the girls. They showed in the introduction, of course, the girls wearing their national costume. And we all know that those video clips came from the national costume show. So this explains why during the national costume, why each country had to come out, had to pose for a few minutes in the center of a stage, just so because the cameraman can take a good picture, like in still pictures and also in motion. And that's what they presented during the actual telecast. So I think by the groups of 10 or whatever, they showed the first group of 10 in national costumes, and then the camera zooms on the 10 candidates during the actual live telecast on stage. So to me, that was something different. I've never seen that kind of format before, because usually they start with all the national costumes and then they present the top 16 live on stage. So I thought that was interesting. Did you guys thought that was an interesting format as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It was something fresh, I thought. It was very something different. So, and they introduced Steve Harvey as the host. Okay, so I thought, my understanding was that Steve Harvey, his contract with Miss Universe ended like 2 years ago. Like his last hosting assignment was supposed to be in 2019 in Atlanta. So when he didn't show up in Miami for 2020, people assumed that he was out. But I was really surprised when he came back. So my theory is that they really, really love Steve Harvey, and he was able to maybe renegotiate. Okay, I'm gonna have to draw the curtain because the sun is coming out of my face. A second. All right, much better. So yeah, that's my theory. So they love the public, Miss Universe organization staff love Steve Harvey so much, so they decided to hire him again to host this year. So
for the sixth time.
for the sixth time. Okay, so of course, considering that he made that major boo-boo back in 2015, okay, people kept assuming, oh, well, are you going to do the same mistakes again? Blah, 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 please. And people kept reminding him, please read the cards carefully. If you have to wear glasses, reading glasses, please do so. Don't make another boo-boo ever again, okay? Okay.
Yeah.
But of course, we know that he made a boo-boo later on during the show, and we were going to talk about that. But what do you think of his jokes? I thought his jokes were a little stale. Phil, did you like his jokes?
No, at all. because I think it's still surrounding the fiasco in 2015, and that is like what, 6 years ago. I think we all need to move on. Filipinos and Colombians have moved on, so I think it's time for them to use a new script. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Carl, what do you think of Steve's jokes? I mean, being a Thai person and English is not your native language, did you understand all of his jokes?
Yeah, I did. You mean in 2015, is it between Colombia and Philippines, is it?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I tend to believe that it's sort of like, a set up drama. Okay. I try to think that way. I don't know.
I'll think about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Summer, what do you think?
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's just a trick, it's a trick for me, okay? Because it's too cruel without showing anyone that you're going to bring most beautiful ladies in the universe to crash before billions of audience. I think that's too harsh. So I think all of them probably were informed, okay, about the plot, probably, but you have to act naturally to make all the audience believe. That's that sort of thing, I think. But if I was right, I have to say that Miss Colombia, act very well. I mean, I just can't really tell, her tears. Just
Well, that's
like,
Thank you.
like an
That's
ocean.
good.
Summer, what do you think of
Rafa, I was gonna say that Steve Harvey, he's much better this year than the past 2 years because he had a habit of banging on the 2015 fiasco, and as Phil was saying earlier, but I think he toned it down a bit this year. But going back to, because I wrote a few things down, I let Michael, my other half, drove earlier so I can, at least say something about today. The opening introduction, I believe it was better than 2016.
Okay.
2017 and 2018, 2019, 2020. And also it would be nice to see again, like the 80s Parade of Nation introduction. I want to hear those voices again. And also it would be nice if they take the culture, the host nation into consideration, just like what they did in the Philippines back in Manila, and where, as you know, Tito Rafa, when it was held there, it was lacking of culture, of color.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
And I was writing it down here. Character, that's the word. And I wish they took the opportunity that since it was being held in Israel, I wish they incorporate that.
Right.
I
totally agree. I agree. Vagisha, what do you think?
So it's so I can't differentiate anymore between US stage and Manila staging.
So they all look alike pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah. Vagisha, what do you think
About Steve?
about Steve's jokes?
Yes, after a while, all these jokes repeating about the fiasco again and again, it sounds so redundant. But all in all, I like Steve Harvey because he's quite energetic, he's filled with life, and he's quite lively. And that's what I love about him, because when he talks, I can connect to him on a personal level. That's what I feel, that he makes us all hooked up to the show, that we are all attached to the show till the end. So I like him that way, because last year he was not there, so some elements were missing. That's what I felt.
Yeah. Oh, I think I like him better now than like a few years ago.
Then the first time.
Yeah. Antonio says he is horrible and he has a nasty attitude with the girls. Did you sense that?
No.
No.
I sense that.
Antonio, I don't know what you've been drinking, but none of us think that he has an attitude with the girls. I mean, he was like playful, so to speak, with the girls, but But nasty is such a strong word, Antonio. G. Rowetta says, Steve, does WME or Endeavor represent Steve? That's a good question. Maybe they represent Steve. So that's why they were able to renegotiate. Matthew says Steve Harvey is MUO's new Bob Barker.
I was
So
about to
to
tell you
those of
that.
you who do not know Bob Barker, he hosted Miss Universe pageant for over 35 years. His last show was 1987 in Singapore. So I think he's still alive. He's probably in his mid 90s right now. Yeah. So he was one of the best hosts ever. Maybe Matthew, we don't know. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and don't you say, well, I hate what Steve Harvey did with Miss Venezuela. What did he do with Venezuela? I don't remember. Does anybody remember how he treated Venezuela? Yeah, I just don't remember. Zay GPH says camera angles in the preliminaries is much better. The camera focused on the girls in the prelims is way better and longer. Anyhow, everything went well. Okay, Sunny Singh says India will win Miss World also.
Oh,
We'll see about that. Miss World is going to take place in Puerto Rico, December 16th. So, Vagisha, I was watching your latest vlog where you react to Harnaz's winning, and then you ask, I think you asked your audience whether or not they're going to feel empty once Miss World is over. This is going to be like this big void. Oh my God, what are we going to do after December 16th? There's no more, there's no more big pageant happening,
Right.
And then you mentioned, oh, you're probably going to spend some time like, writing your reviews, whatever, et cetera, what you have to do to appease your fans. So yeah, I know, right? So who knows? There's a possibility that India could win Miss World. It happened before. India won both Miss Universe and Miss World, not once, but twice. So yeah, so it could happen third time. So who knows? So, but definitely India is back on the track. So that's good. All right. So let's move on to, okay. So what do we think?
Oh, sorry, Rafa. Can I
commentators? Go ahead.
Oh, are we still on like choreography and all that?
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to comment on the choreography? Sure. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, you guys can volunteer. You don't have to follow my lead, but if you feel saying something, go for it. So yeah, what do you think of the choreography, Summer?
Well, it's much better this year comparing to previous years, but still for me it's lacking some energy. And there's this particular choreographer. I'm not sure if he was the same choreographer in 2010, Michael Schwan.
Michael Schwan.
Yeah,
I think he left 6 years ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he was good, by the way. He was good.
I miss his choreography because I have a background in dance choreography. And I feel like he gave the best choreography in the history of Miss Universe.
Okay. Well, you know who did the choreography this year? It's a woman, her name's Stephanie, who used to work with Michael Schwan. I don't know if you guys, Stephanie is the one, she's the petite blonde, short hair. She was the one who was assisting with the coronation. She was handing the bouquet of flowers to the runners-up and the winner. So that's Stephanie. So she's the main choreographer now. Yeah. So you may want to shoot her an email and tell her, listen, Stephanie, could you do better next year? Something like that. Who knows? But I have to if we were to compare the choreography between Miss Universe and Miss Grand International, okay, guys, some of you may not like MGI. Okay, I know exactly what you're thinking right now, but you know what? We can compare. Nobody can stop us comparing these two pageants because, as I mentioned before, MGI has pretty much reached the same level as Miss Universe in terms of production. So it's okay now to compare those two big pageants. Personally, for me, I prefer the choreography at MGI because you could really see the girls work. There was an amazing dance number. You see Abina Apia, the outgoing queen, singing and dancing and performing. So that was far more entertaining than the opening choreography at Miss Universe this year. So, all right. Anybody else wants to comment on the choreography? Just throw in your thoughts if you'd like. Okay, let's just read some of these messages. Okay, so totally. Matthew says I totally agree with Summer's assessment on the choreography. I love Michael Schwann's work. Stephanie always makes the girls do line dancing. There should be groups doing different dances, in my opinion. That is so true. Thank you, Matthew, for that comment. I mean, that is so true. Stephanie seems to prefer line dancing. There's not a lot of creativity, compared with Michael Schwann or even Scott Grossman. Do you remember Scott Grossman? The choreographer way back then. He was amazing. He was amazing.
He was the one who invented the twirl, I would say.
Yes, exactly. He invented the little swirl thing and all these other dance terminologies, so that's good. Moving on, let's talk about Chesley Christ, Miss USA 2019, and Carson Kressley, fashion guru. As you know, they both did the color commentating. Who wants to go first? Ko, what do you think of Chesley and Carson?
I love the guys. I love his wife and his accent.
His diction, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's funny too. Carson
he's funny. He's funny.
Yeah.
But I don't think that how can I say, water collaboration. I mean, the team or the rhythm between them. I don't feel that too perfect. Okay. I don't think that is perfect. It still have more room to improve for the future if they would come back to collaborate. But honestly, I think if without a guy, probably the show would be more boring. Okay.
Without
for
a
me.
guy?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, without a guy. So I think if for the next edition, I still okay if the guys come back, and Chelsea, if she come back, probably I prefer her to be more relaxed, and play some more joke and tend to be more, enjoy the moment. That's what I'm expecting. Okay, but overall it's okay. Because I'm very, very, very enjoyable with the stage. Okay, I really love the stage. So mainly the light, the stage, and Steve, and also the speed of the contest. I mean, aside from aside from the show, okay, in between, it's okay for me. I really love it. It's okay.
Summer.
Overall.
Tito Rafa, can I quickly say, I'm just glad that they didn't bring back Olivia Culpo, because I thought last year someone died.
Oh my God. Oh my, let's not even talk about Olivia Culpo. I mean, I love Olivia Culpo.
And I'm just so happy that they didn't her. Sorry, I like her, but not that much. I think she should.
She's not a good host. No.
Oh my God, am I in trouble?
No. This is.
I feel the same.
Yeah, you have to be honest as much as you can.
But Carson and Chelsea, they gel together, and I think they are natural, gifted when it comes to hosting, and I like them both.
Yes. Do you agree, Vagisha, with the?
Absolutely, I feel that they both are quite energetic, and the conversation was very exciting. We feel that we were engaged in the conversation, so I enjoyed it.
Okay, Phil, agree?
They're all right. I enjoyed their conversation. I enjoyed their commentaries. But the only thing is, I wish it could be former title holders giving us insights, because they've been there. They know the pressure. They know the pressure of going out on the stage on every segment. I wish they could give us like insight on that. But otherwise, I have no complaints with it too. They've been doing it. I mean, Chess has been doing it. She's been good. Carson, I mean, I love him. Hello, RuPaul's Drag Race. So, yeah, I mean, got no complaints. It's just that I wish it would be former title holders except Olivia Culpo.
Yeah. Okay, so we all agree that Olivia Culpo is a horrible host, okay? And that Chesley and Carson.
You
Well,
can
yeah,
blame me last year because, like, hey, Emily was there.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Summer, you were gonna say something?
Yes, to wrap up again. Sorry, I'm so slow. We were talking about
That's okay.
cameraman earlier,
Go ahead.
and I'm glad that there were no favorite candidates this year, because I remembered last year, the cameraman loves focusing
Mexico.
on
Yeah, the
Mexico.
Mexico.
yeah.
She had the most amount
Mhm.
of exposure, and I'm just so glad that there's no such thing. They were given equal exposure.
Right. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good point. That's a good point. Totally. But for me, I think Chesley and Carson should be there forever, because I think the chemistry between the two, I think is perfect. I mean,
Yes.
there's a good balance between the two co-hosts, and I actually prefer both a man and a woman. I don't want like two of the same sexes, because there's no balance. It's nice to be able to have both the male and the female perspective. So that's good. Okay, so reading some of the comments here. Let me see. On Twitter, somebody says on Twitter they're saying that Israel did this to help in Indonesian Israeli diplomatic relationship. Okay, politics. um okay, Richard Rillo says, in terms of production, Miss Universe and MGI can be compared, but not in credibility, establishment, causes, relevance, and the list goes on. Deepan says India came to slay and to conquer the universe. Yep, we know that. Lan Amber says, I love the fact that MGI cares about the fans. Whatever fans want to see, they would add it to the pageant. That is so true. You can't say the same thing with Miss Universe. Okay. Okay. Somebody's saying, Anthony says, is there bad blood between Puerto Rico and the Miss Universe organization? The crown was denied again to Puerto Rico. LOL. Anthony, we don't know. We don't know. Anything can happen. Who knows? This year is one of the strongest year as far as quality of contestants is concerned. I thought Puerto Rico was going to advance to the top 5. But we can talk about what went wrong with some of these contestants that we thought were going to skyrocket to the top 5 position. Anyway, so let's move on. So we all love Chesley Chris and Carson Kressley, and we all think that the two of them are perfect. Now, after that, they showed a video promotion of Israel for about like 20, 25 seconds. And of course, being the host country, a lot of people don't know because of the media, because of the bias in the media, all this bad perception that the media projects to the world about Israel. I'm sure after having seen some of these promotional videos, people are now changing their minds about Israel. A lot of them are scared or maybe timid to visit Israel because, again, of what they've seen from the media. All this violence, just terrorism, and all this stuff. But I was really surprised. They showed video clips of Haifa, Israel, of Tel Aviv, which is the largest city in Israel. And Israel is the only true democracy in the Middle East. So read about that, people. It is the only democracy in the Middle East. So that's why in Tel Aviv is the only major city in the Middle East where LGBT parades are allowed. You have dozens of gay nightclubs, LGBT spots. So there's plenty of them. So think about that. After that, they showed the video clips of the girls arriving in Israel, which I thought was amazing. So they showed stories of these girls from Instagram, reacting to their first impression of Israel, coming down the airplane, being accepted and welcomed by the Miss Universe staff, so forth and so on. So I thought that was really, really cool. And then Steve calls out the top 16. So we're getting warmer and warmer. All right. So at this point, I was really, really glued to my television screen. I had to turn off my iPhone because I didn't want people bothering me with all these stupid notifications, people asking me questions, interrupting my focus on my concentration on the pageant itself. So at this time, I was really, really very, very, very anxious. Okay, so I didn't know who would be included in the list, although I had my favorites. So let's talk about the first girl that was called Miss France Clémence Bottineau. Okay, I was not surprised that France was called to the top 16. When she was crowned Miss France almost 2 years ago, she was already automatically one of my favorites from Miss Universe. And then, poor girl arrives in Israel, gets COVID, has to stay in quarantine for almost a week. And I was really so sad for her. And I said to myself, oh my God, poor Clémence, she's never going to make it to the competition. But by the grace of God, she recovered 100% from COVID. And then just 2 days before the prelims, she traveled to Eilat to join the other girls. And then from there on, I thought, okay, thank God, France is back in the game. Any opposition to Miss France being included in the top 16 from my beloved guests?
No.
No. Okay, so we all agree France deserved
It was
the top 16.
expected. We were expecting her.
Rafa.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So France is my always my favorite since she was selected, okay, almost 2 years ago. But today there's some question in Thai, comment of some posts that don't we think that apart from participating in the activity significant for being included in the deeper round, because most of the time Miss France miss all activity, and suddenly she just joining the pageant about 2 days before, and she just jumped into top 10. So definitely there would be some questions. So what the basis of the selection?
Well, you know what? Miss France made the cut because she was well behaved. She followed all the rules. She followed all the COVID regulations. She didn't sneak out of her bedroom, of the hotel bedroom, to mingle with other people. I mean, she was basically all by herself. And she did mention on her Instagram that she had to watch all the videos from the rehearsals because she had to learn the steps, the choreography, all by herself in her bedroom. So to me, that was quite impressive,
Right.
I mean, let's not compare France to, let's say, Miss Cambodia from Miss Grand International. The only reason why Cambodia made the top 10 is because of a popular vote. But we did not see her compete in the top 20. So I thought that was to a lot of people, that was not fair.
That's very
but with Miss
unfair.
France, she competed, fair and square, and she deserved to be in the top 10, top 16 at least, So right, people?
Yeah.
Right, Summer, do you agree?
Yeah.
I agree, totally agree. But I think France, she had the longest preparation, and
Exactly.
even though she was inside her room for a few days, she didn't just stay there doing nothing, and she made the most out of it.
Exactly. Exactly. That's good. I mean, she's a real trooper. She's I think she's really, and she looked even more beautiful, I think, after COVID. She was just stunning. Her makeup was perfection. After France is my actual favorite for the crown, Colombia. Okay. Valeria Ayos. What can we say about Colombia? Let's start with Phil, because I know Phil hates Colombia.
That's a strong word.
Okay, dislike.
Yeah. She was flying in and out of the radar for me, because it's just that her features on TV registers too strong. And of course, Colombia, we know that they're going to perform, but then they always show up with the same gown, same silhouette every year. And that's kind of
Yeah.
like what's pissing me off. People would say that, hey, it's a different set of judges every year. But come on, I'm pretty sure those judges, before going to judge the Kermis Universe, they've already watched previous videos and they've probably seen a version of that gown. This time she went with the same gown with wings. I don't know,
Right.
like, but she deserved it. She deserved going in. It's just that I hope that next year they would experiment more into gowns, because Colombia is known for bringing like the best gowns every year. You know, in fact, they even have the highest score ever still in evening gown, which is it 1993, right? Colombia.
Yes. Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I wish they would be more innovative, but nevertheless, like I got no complaints.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
I mean, you're right about Colombian girls wearing the same silhouette, the same cut of gowns.
I mean, I
But
don't
you know
feel like
what?
it's not just us.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
you know,
It's
but
everyone.
this year, Colombia, she had this extra fabric flowing in the background,
Then
flowing in the
that's why
back.
I said she came in with wings.
Exactly. She came in to fly, you know.
Yeah.
Even her national costume was a butterfly.
Mhm.
Remember? So
Well, I would say
she
that,
came to
you
fly.
know, she even though that I was blindsided, I was expecting her to come in because probably she's the most experienced of them all on that roster.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Ko, do you like Colombia?
Yes, I would love to answer when you put me on the screen, Rafa.
Okay.
That's the deal.
Please be brief.
Okay,
Because
please.
you have the tendency to tell about your life story.
Okay. Repeat the question again, Rafa. Repeat the
What
question
do you
again.
think of Colombia making top 16?
Oh, deserving. Okay, put me on. And give me
Alright.
some second.
Okay.
Okay, she very deserving. Okay, for me.
So,
I love
okay, so
her.
from the scale,
I love the way she convey a message. Okay, and she very nice and got a very gentle personality. But when compared to other, in the deeper round, I think she a little bit too soft. Okay, so that's my point.
okay. Summer, what do you think of Colombia?
I think Colombia has massively improved since 2018. When she joined Miss Earth, and
Right.
I'm a fan. And to be honest, I was hoping, I wouldn't be surprised if she made it in the top 3.
Okay. All right, good. Vagisha, do you agree with Summer?
Yeah, absolutely. I love Colombia, and in my pre-preliminary favorites, I had her at number 1. So I completely enjoyed her performance, and especially if we talk about the top 5 question and answer round, I was hoping Colombia to be in top 3. And I was impressed with the content of her speech, but maybe the delivery was not that great, and that's why she couldn't make it further to top 3.
Okay.
So
All
yeah,
right.
like
Yeah. All right. Yeah, our good friend Brian, who couldn't make it, Brian Javier went to Israel to cover the pageant, and he couldn't make it today because he's actually flying back to New York City, and from New York he's going to Puerto Rico to cover Miss World 2021. So, but anyway, when I asked Brian about his opinion about Colombia, he said that she kind of looks like a robot. So I don't know what do you guys think of Colombia, my viewers? What do you think of? I thought her face was flawless, and mind you, she suffered from facial paralysis. So that's why in some photos of her face looks kind of like almost like a alien-esque, so to speak. But other than that, I love her high cheekbones. And I saw a live Instagram chat with Colombia and Olivia Quido, who's the skincare sponsor. And Olivia was basically going gaga over Colombia because Olivia really loved Colombia. So that's why, that sort of like contributed to my selecting her as my winner. But other than that, I didn't care much for her gown. Like Phil said, they always wear the same silhouette. I was expecting for something more dramatic, maybe like what Colombia 2008 wore. I don't know if you guys remember Miss Colombia, who was first runner-up to Dayanara Mendoza. Her gown was amazing. It was like a printed sort of like sheer kaftanesque gown. It was
Yes.
really
Yeah.
flowing.
That's
And when she
what
did, yeah,
Paraguay was emulating.
exactly. So I thought Colombia was going to win back in 2008, and
Mhm.
Colombia has been robbed so many times. Okay, so when are we going to see Colombia win that crown again? So we'll see.
They missed
All
it in
right,
2019.
probably. Okay, let's just read some of the comments here. Somebody says this edition of Miss Universe is so peaceful. There are no toxic fans.
Yes,
Says
I love the comment.
I love it too.
Nexi. Okay. Maybe not on the actual production of the show, but online, there's always a lot of fighting and war, violence, verbal violence, at least going on among the fans. So, all right. Somebody says, I think we need Lou Sierra back. Lou Sierra was Miss
Mhm.
Universe walking coach. She was amazing. So I don't know what happened to Lou Sierra. If anybody knows out there what happened to her, maybe her contract expired, maybe she retired, maybe she was just too busy, or she couldn't go to Israel, etc. So there's a lot of reasons and stuff and everything.
But she's still, sorry, Tito Rafa, I think she's still part of some of the candidates' journey this
Yes.
year. She's been
Yeah.
training, I
Yeah.
think 3 of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, she trained Nadia. She trained
Oh, she
Nadia.
did? She did? Okay.
Yeah, Paraguay.
Oh,
And also her contract probably sort of expired as well, and it hasn't been with Joy, I think, but
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that she would come back anyway, Rafa.
Okay. All right.
And I heard
Uh,
she'll be joining the national team of Cambodia, something like that, and to train the girls.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. At least she's still working. You know, I know I follow her on Instagram, so I think she's still busy doing her stuff. She's still working and teaching all the other girls how to walk. That's great. Somebody says, "Great to see you, Summer, on your show. This is my first time watching." Somebody says Colombia had an aura so that when she made an entrance, she commanded attention. That's true. That is so true. All right. Moving on to the next semifinalist. My biggest surprise, Singapore. Nandita
Yes.
Bana, to me, was the biggest surprise of the evening. She was on my maybe top 25, but not top 16, because I knew something about this girl is so special. Remember Phil 2019 Singapore? She was in my top 20, but she didn't make the cut. But this time they sent another Singapore girl, an Indian girl with short haircut. She almost looks like androgynous. With if she wears like a man's clothes, she would look masculine. And I love that because she's a model. She's a professional model, and that she knows exactly what she's doing. I just don't like that she's ultra thin. She's like very, very thin, almost like skin and bones. I think she could eat a few donuts maybe to fill it up. Okay. But other than that, she was surprised. She was the biggest surprise for me. What do you think, Phil?
well, she was also in my bubbling up. If it was a top 20, probably I would have included her in my list. But she's up there. What I liked about her is her high fashion looks. And it is evident because she's worked for Louis Vuitton and stuff like that. And I think like she really deserved it because like what you said, like 2019, we both fell in love with Singapore. And this time they came in with a perfect candidate. And everyone was surprised, but hey, it was a good and pleasant surprise. I'm a breath of fresh air into the semifinalists.
Singapore's slogan is surprising Singapore, and she actually definitely gave the biggest surprise. Vagisha, what do you think of Singapore?
Singapore was not in my radar at all. I mean, when I was preparing my list, I was confused between so many other girls who did not make it today. but I was not sure about Singapore. So I was highly surprised to see Singapore making it to the semifinals. And as you said, she has that beautiful look. So maybe I happened to miss her during the prelims, but when I saw her, I somehow felt that she had that it factor maybe, and that's why she could advance further.
Okay. All right. Ko, what do you think of Singapore?
Oh, it's she's a big surprise for me, really. I have Rafa, I have no idea what actually great in her that made she surpass a lot of contestants to get into top 20. Okay, such as in in the interview room, I just wonder, would she be really good speaker to win over, someone like Angeli, who got a very good speech, and get into top 16. So that's why I really want to know what happened in the in the frigid room that's made she shining on the stage. And what I impressed by Singaporean because of her look. I was
unique.
I was stunned by her short hair, and she looked very striking with short hair. That that's my impression.
Okay, Summer, what do you think of Singapore?
Well, first and foremost, congratulations to Singapore for placing since 1987.
Right.
And there were at least 6 countries this year which who pleasantly surprised me, and one of them was Singapore. And I was not really that surprised, because at the back of my head, I've been seeing her during the pageant. I think it helped the fact that her roomie was the Philippines, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes,
They were trained by she was helped by Jonas too, right?
yeah, that's
Jonas
right, that's
Jackson.
I
right.
think so, yeah.
And her
Yeah,
national director, of course,
Yes,
is
that's right.
so.
That's a
So,
success factor.
so I was not I was not completely surprised, and
I
but
forgot.
she was probably in my top 20. But I was not in the judging panel during the preliminary. I'm talking about, there's always things happening behind the scene, and and I'm just glad, she's a breath of fresh air, and I'm just glad she made it.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So reading some of the comments here. Somebody says, Nitin Nagar says, Miss Colombia Carolina Gomez was the highest scorer in evening gown for Miss Universe 1994. Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
And nobody has been able to beat that record. So yeah, Carolina Gomez still has the highest evening gown ratings of all time so far. Gautam Kapoor says India was the only country that repeated its top. Is true. That is true. I was in Miami for Miss Universe 2020, and Adeline Castillo was amazing. She was amazing. Miss Singapore has the tiniest waist, but has a very friendly demeanor, and I'm glad she made it, says G. Rueda. Great Britain was the biggest surprise. We're going to talk about Great Britain. Joey Guayco says, Rafa, you need to respect slim girls too. That's her natural body state. Well, I do respect all types of people who have all body types. But what I'm basically saying is that, if I were a judge, I would probably bypass Singapore, only because I thought personally that she was just too thin. So if that's her natural state, if that's her natural physique, then fine. But personally, again, it's a question of personal choice. I probably wouldn't just pick her, but I was just surprised. But I'm glad she made top 16. I'm very happy that Bahrain, Morocco, Pakistan, Equatorial Guinea was able to join. There was no Pakistan. I don't think Pakistan has never sent.
No.
Pakistan
Was not there in Universe. I think she was there in Miss Grand only.
Yeah.
I think Clean Game, this person. I think you're confusing Miss Grand International with Miss Universe. Pakistan has never sent a delegate to Miss Universe. However, Bangladesh has sent a delegate back in 2019.
Yes.
Joey says slim girls can be disrespected as much as big girls. Yeah, that's true. Mahal Kidwani says Thailand's figure. Okay, we're going to talk about Thailand later. Anthony says Puerto Rico was my favorite. Joey says I think Rafa needs to realize that. Blah blah blah. Singapore had beautiful legs. Okay,
Yep.
well I didn't recognize it. Richie Andre Kabigan Sparber says this bald guy, meaning me, is talking nonsense. Whatever. Carl says Namibia and Belgium did well during the prelims. Okay, blah, 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 etc. Okay, so guys, please be respectful towards our guests. I don't care if you disrespect me, or I don't care if you don't like my opinion. Just turn off the channel or move on to another channel, okay? Whatever. I really don't care. I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to get viewers. I'm here just to be honest and also to converse with my guests.
So bold. Right. You're so bold, Rafa. You're so bold.
Derek says it is time for Singapore to place again. They sent a beautiful girl who can speak. Her prelims is just okay, but I see this as a great interview propelling a girl to the top, or the organization just like her. Okay, that's a good point, Derek. Thank you. Nandita Singapore speaks very well, and she was involved in different sponsor activities. Okay, Singapore girls have been very high fashion lately. That is so true. I remember the girl back in 2015? No, yeah, 2014 in Miami. At that time, Singapore girls were being trained by Ines Ligron. Do you guys remember Ines Ligron? She was the national director for Japan for many years. It's because of Ines that Japan won its second Miss Universe in 2007. So Ines trained the Singapore girls from that era, like 2011 to 2015, I think. So yeah, I remember 2014, she was high fashion, incredible walk, amazing. Okay, so let's move on to the next Panama. To me, Panama was totally off my radar, totally. Phil, you first.
Yeah, I agree with you. Panama was totally out of the radar because we've seen her in Nuestra Belleza last year when Andrea won, and she was just all over the place. And prelims, I thought the same. She was all over the place. But congratulations, Panama, you made it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. She was literally like off the radar. We're talking about it. We never even mentioned her.
Summer, do you have Panama on your list?
No, not at all. But I was not surprised again because with her experience, she's been competing in the US, she's been competing in Mexico. This is her third time competing for another country. So yes, and I think she's a very eloquent young lady, and she deserves it too. But how can I say this without being horrible? She was not in my top 16, but yeah, I think she's a hard worker and she's ever so trying, and I'm so glad she made it.
Okay, Ko, do you agree with Summer?
Probably I prefer Belgium to be included.
Yeah. Somebody asking, about Belgium.
Yeah, I still couldn't find any reason why Belgium did excluded. Why? Because she did really well in prelim. When I watched it,
her gown.
Yeah, her gown and her hair all made up just perfect.
Okay, let's stay focused on Panama. We're talking about Panama right now.
Okay, so she a big surprise for me because she hasn't been on my list at all. So but I saw some poll, okay, many poll anyway, including her in top 16 or top 20. But for me, I just neutral and not neutral. I was surprised that she was called in top 16. So for me, when I got surprised, I really want to know what actually the basis of the selection. So what made they gain entry Based
I
on
have,
what?
I have an answer. I have an answer to that. I noticed that the top 16 girls this year
Yeah.
all speak very good English. Okay, I think they picked the best speakers, not necessarily whether or not they had a good platform or advocacy, but they
Mm.
spoke English very well and they expressed themselves very clearly. And that's why Panama, well, Panama is American. She's basically American. She was born in Panama, but she was raised in America. I think she has
Mm.
American Panamanian citizenship. But I saw her in person during Miss Universe 2020 back in Miami. She wasn't really very impressive. She didn't impress me at all. I thought she looked ordinary. She looked ordinary. And I really didn't like the way that she carried herself on stage because she was exaggerated.
Mm.
It's the same thing, her shoulder movements. She was
Yeah.
walking like that, and that. Like, girl, please stop. Okay. So, Summer.
Yes, Tito Rafa. Another thing is, yes, we have two Mexicans this year. I told that to one of my friends. That is Deborah and Panama, because she's
Mhm.
originally from Mexico.
Right.
But we also forget that she was trained by Luciera.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
know that.
Yes.
I didn't know
I
that
did
at
And
not
all.
know
she's
that.
a lecturer, she's a journalist, and again, yeah, I think we need to study the girls before we say something.
Mhm. Okay. I will remember that, Summer. Thank you.
Tito, you know me.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if the viewers notice it, but Summer calls me Tito Rafa.
Okay.
Okay. Summer is Filipino. I'm Filipino. Tito means uncle in
Uncle.
Filipino. Okay. So, which to me is a great honor. Okay. So yeah, you can call me Tito Rafa anytime. All right. Anything but Lolo, which is grandfather. Okay. I'm not that old enough. Okay. Vagisha, what do you think
Yes.
of Panama?
I was not surprised to see Panama in top 16. As Summer said, she is quite eloquent. So I had her somewhere in the top 20 to 25 ranking, I would say. But I wasn't sure of placing her in the final predictions which I made, because I was not very much impressed with the swimsuit and evening gown performance. It was not that strong to be included in the top 16 semifinalists. But I think we do not get to see many things which the judges get to see
Saw,
behind the
right.
scenes.
Mhm.
So maybe,
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
yeah.
maybe the staff just fell in love with Panama. They
Mhm.
just they just adored
Mhm.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ko, darling.
Yes, Rafa, I saw one comment is very interesting because he said that Panama, Aruba, and the Bahamas were trained by Auntie Lu, and all of them gained entry
Yeah.
in top 16. Would you find any relation about some sort of insider influence?
Well, that's not any different from, let's say, some of these girls being trained by Osmel Sosa. So what's the difference? It's all about, again, it's all about preparation. And it really doesn't matter who trained them, as long as the excellence shows on stage during the preliminaries. So, I mean, that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand, is the preliminaries is the most important part of the entire competition. You show your best, you perform your best, you look your best, you speak your best during the preliminaries. But some of the candidates did not do that at all. Did not do that. Some of these girls saved their better evening gowns during the finals without necessarily thinking that they wouldn't necessarily move on to the finals. So that's why you always wear your best wardrobe, your best evening gown, look your best during the prelims. Okay. Let's move on to the next top 16 on the list. Puerto Rico, Michelle Marie Colon. No surprise, Puerto Rico deserved a top 16 spot. Okay,
Yeah.
honestly, she wasn't my favorite winner from Miss Universe Puerto Rico, but you know what? The more I saw of Puerto Rico, Michelle, the more she grew on me. I like her very affectionate character. She always blows kisses to people. She considers everybody her friends. So I think to me that was very, very attractive. And performance-wise, I think she nailed it. She nailed it during the preliminaries. My only comment was that again, her walk, just like Panama, she was exaggerating her shoulders like that. You know, she girls don't do that. Okay, unless you want to compete in a drag competition, in a drag queen show, stop exaggerating your shoulders.
Yes.
You know, it's just it looks really very weird. You know, just stop. Okay, but I like that Puerto Rico made the top 16 because she was very strong. Agree, Phil?
Yes. But
Yes.
Michelle, what I've noticed about her coming onto the competition, she's probably one of the most photographed girls in this year's edition.
Right.
Which is always like when she see like the most photographed girls, she would always come in the top 16.
Yes.
I was scared that she might win Miss Universe because you know that Miss World is being held in Puerto Rico. And you know then Puerto Ricans, if they win Miss Universe, it's gonna be a fiesta and they will forget about Miss World. So but yeah, with Michelle, I love her sincerity. She's just warm, you know, like when I see her, she always smiles. Like her smile it's contagious. Like you feel happy seeing her. But yeah, you're right though, Rafa. When it comes to her performance, girls needs to stop being pageant patty. This is Miss Universe. Leave that to MGI.
Exactly.
That's all.
Exactly. All right. Vagisha, what do you think of Puerto Rico?
I had her in my top 5 because she performed pretty well in the prelims. So I was quite sure that she'll make it. But as you said, you know, the shoulder movements, they were quite awkward in the evening gown round. And maybe that's why she did not advance further.
Okay. All right. Ko, darling.
Oh, she my favorite one because my initial poll,
Yeah.
I praised
Was in
her
your top
as a
5.
winner. Yes,
Yeah.
because when she compete in Puerto Rico, okay, national pageant, I watched her speaking and how she react to the question told to her. She did very well, and also she got a very appealing aura, and she got a very beautiful skin and beautiful smile. But I agree with Rafa. I think she got, you know, something to fix about her upper part when she gliding. So it's sort of not in balance, you know, when we, you know, watching. So I think probably that's a point that she probably not made it, but I tend to believe again that she deserving to get you know, a spot in top 5. So it's quite shocking for me that she wouldn't be. So Rafa, do you have any like reasons why she wouldn't, you know, included in top 5?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah, I think yeah, I said it like Phil says it and Vagisha. We all agreed that it was her exaggerated shoulder movement. And some of the fans in the chat box are saying the same thing. You know, somebody says, I think Puerto Rico in her evening gown went too far, that for me, she lost her grace and elegance. It looked like her pasarela, her walk in evening gown fits more for a swimsuit. Agree.
Right.
Agree.
Right.
It was more like a swimsuit walk than an evening gown walk. Yeah.
So I got a question, Rafa. Wouldn't it, I mean, some exaggerating, okay, gesture of her walk, would it more significant than her ability to speak?
No, because you're being judged on the evening gown. Okay, they already had been judged during the preliminaries and also the one-on-one interview. We're talking about the evening gown competition, just being judged on her presentation of the evening gown. I mean, there's no doubt Puerto Rico is one of the best speakers in this competition, but the judges were judging her specifically on that segment, the evening gown. All right.
But anyway,
go ahead. Quickly.
When one being selected into top 5, Rafa, as you as an expert, I wonder, would the mark will be overall considered? I think it should be overall, right? Before one being considered to get passed or not.
No, because that's what the concept of elimination is all about. You get eliminated, you know, that's why there are different cuts. Top 16, cut to top 10, cut to top 5, etc. You have to try your best to excel in every competition. That's how you advance to the top 5. So apparently the judges didn't like Puerto Rico's evening gown performance, not good enough to advance her to the top 5. Summer, what is your opinion of Puerto Rico?
For me, Tito Rafa, she's a complete package. And the reason why I love her, in fact, she was in my top 10 twice in my leaderboard. And because she has this, she had this relaxed demeanor, relaxed glamour. I think what she did there was she took the risk. I need to be noticed, therefore I need to exaggerate my shoulders.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's a desperation, but I tell you one thing, if it's a different set of judges like me, I would buy it. But unfortunately, it didn't pay off that evening. And it saddened me because she was in my top 5. In fact, I got 4 out of 5, and she's the only reason the reason why I did not perfect my top 5.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good to know. You know, I mean, you really have to be really honest about these things, you know. Just pick whatever you thought was best for you. That's it. That's all we do. That's all we can do. Somebody's saying Sierra Burchell, who was Miss Universe Canada 2016 and who made the top 9. Sierra Burchell said during her live action review that Miss Panama reached out to her for help. Okay. All right. That's good to know. All right. A lot of people expected Miss USA to snatch the crown this year because of her profession, eloquence, and articulateness. Okay, so we're going to talk about USA as we move on. I think Puerto Rico's gown is too sexy, especially the country host is too conservative. I guess in picking the gown, you need to consider the audience. That's why maybe she did not make to the top 5. There you go, possibility. Who knows? Let's move on to my girl, the Bahamas. I don't think any of you had the Bahamas on your list. I'm the only one who has the Bahamas on my list. Oh, you, Vagisha? All right. So, what do you think of the Bahamas making the top 16? Finally,
I was so happy because this is the first time Bahamas has placed in the history of Miss Universe, and I was expecting her to make it, you know. And if we compare her to so many so-called front runners, she performed so well. And I expected her to finish in top 16, but I was so elated that she advanced further to top 10. So I'm really happy for Chantal.
Okay. All right. Phil, darling, what do you think of the Bahamas?
Hey, when she was called, I immediately congratulated you. We're also happy for Bahamas. Well, yeah, it's true. Like, she wasn't on the radar for me, but, you know, she is something. Like, she's the Miss Bahamas that we talked about.
Right.
Nevertheless, like, we always like pass Bahamas, like he's there. But this time we were talking about her, and like, it's a breath of fresh air, you know. She deserves it. Congratulations, you know.
I think, yeah, definitely. Summer, what do you think of the Bahamas?
You can see the experience during the competition, and Chantal is one of them, from world to universe. Remember, she competed on both, and also we have to remember she is a pageant, a walking expert, because she teaches how to walk, and that is her forte. And yeah, well, first, congratulations, Tito Rafa, and I think she followed me just because of you.
Really?
And she's very eloquent. During the preliminary interview, and I witnessed that myself. And I'm not really surprised because she's very confident, and she deserves it.
Agree. Ko, do you agree?
Very agree. Okay, I love her styling, and she got a very beautiful face, and I love her hair. Her styling just perfect. Okay, and about her walk, she trained by Auntie Lu, so I think she got a very good walk. And also she can speak, so she very deserving to gain entry in top 16. I really love her, and also congratulations for your poll. Okay, Rafa. You did really well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. For those of you who don't know, I judged Chantal O'Brien during Miss World Bahamas
Mm.
2015, and she won that year. And she was also
Mm.
my favorite. And then I told her, I kept encouraging her, you need to come back, you need to come back. And then lo and behold, she came back in 2021 for Miss Universe Bahamas and she won. And I think she has grown tremendously over the years. And I think I love the fact that she was able to create her own trademark look, which is a flower perched in her ear. So in every photos that you see her, even the swimsuit, she had a little flower,
Yeah.
perched on her ear. So I thought that was amazing because she really, really stood out. Plus her short hair and those amazing, gorgeous, like Asiatic eyes. She has this cat's eye.
Yeah.
I love her
And to me,
smile as well.
yeah, and just like to me, that's like very, very unique, very,
I
very
love
unique.
her
And of course,
attitude
when
on
she won
stage.
the Carnival Spirit Award, yeah, go Bahamas, blah blah blah. And then I mentioned it in my top 16 video. Oh my God! Usually, when a girl receives a special award, it's like the kiss of death. And I said, oh my God, please, please. And I prayed hard to God, please, please, please make Bahamas enter the top 16. God, listen to my prayers. And there you go, Bahamas, top 16. So yeah, Bahamas. Moving on to Japan. Another surprise. I didn't have Japan on my list. I think Japan stole Belgium's spot. It's just me. It's just me because I love Belgium. What do we think of Japan? Let's start with Summer.
Well, the truth is Japan and the Bahamas, they were both in my previous leaderboard. And I blame my other half, Michael, for removing them because next time I'll stick to my gun. So,
okay.
Well, Juri Watanabe, I think I cannot say that she's a crowning material, but she deserved the spot in the top 16. Well, simply because, I called her once the future of Japan. The way she thinks, and also she's a hard worker. Remember, she's also very experienced because having competed in the USA.
Right. She's Japanese American, basically. Yeah.
Korean.
With Korean descent. I think her mother's Korean, his father Japanese. Yeah.
That's right.
And she went to China, studied there for a year, learned Chinese. So she's quite fluent
She's
in
four
Japanese,
languages.
Korean, Chinese. Yeah, and English. Yeah. So that's good. All right. So what do we think, Ko, of Miss Japan?
She my bet. I'm very confident she going
Everybody's
to
your
make
bet.
it.
You had Puerto Rico as your bet. You had Colombia as your bet. You had India. You had
Yes,
Paraguay.
I mean Japan.
And now you have Japan. Make up your mind, girl.
Rafa, I think Japan took the place of Anne Shirley because both of them they got very similar look, and also Japan can speak very well. So it's sort of you got to resemble. You have to choose one because both are Asian. So I'm very concerned when Japan emerged. I always talk with my friend that Japan probably would make it instead of Anjali if Anjali wouldn't do well on the stage, and it became true. So I wouldn't surprise at all for Japan. She's my favorite one, and actually I expect her to gain entry in top 10. Okay, yeah, that's my preference.
Okay. Phil.
Japan.
She was not on your list, right?
She wasn't on my list, but I adored her because she's pretty. She looked like Lara Kigaman, Miss International from the Philippines.
Yeah, she did.
She did, right?
A little, yeah.
But I think though, like what propelled her to the semis are her speaking ability. Like I noticed it during one of the segments whenever she's featured. Like she speaks well. She does. And then on prelims, I loved her dress. It was one of them statement pieces.
Yeah.
That gold and black. Oh,
do you like
God.
it? Okay.
People are saying that it's like a remake or inspired by that who was the one who worked on Mono 2003. But hey, I mean Japan 2003, but I think this one was executed well. The black and gold is just regal. So yeah. She deserved it.
Okay, Vagisha, what do you think of Japan? Was she on your list?
She was almost there.
She was always there.
Yeah. So I liked her swimsuit performance in the prelims, and she has the chick sort of aura. She looks quite different. So she
Okay.
got my attention. Yeah.
Now about Japan's gown. Okay, so the war she wore it was that she was holding on to her, if you want to call it,
Yeah.
jacket.
Yeah.
Okay, and she
Right.
did not open her jacket until halfway as she
Yeah.
exited the stage. And I thought that sort of like killed the suspense. And I was expecting for something dramatic inside,
Right.
especially when she turned to the camera to the side. I was expecting some wonderful embroidered work on the side. I didn't see any of that. It was just plain black. So I was kind of like very disappointed. So, but other than that, I
Like the
think
black and gold
she
on
wore it
it.
well. It's just the execution. Yeah, it was very disappointing.
And
But
I think
I love her anyway.
it was Aviad from Sweden who created her gown, if I'm not mistaken.
Who? From whom? Who?
Aviad Herman from Sweden, who designed Sweden's costume,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Summer, you were going to say something?
Yeah, when I was watching her during the preliminaries, and she was quite playful. Every time she looks at the camera and the judges, she was giving this serious face, and then suddenly she would look at the judges and smile, and that's what I love about her. She had this she's oozing with confidence, and she knows how to play with camera and the judges.
Okay. And the judges. Okay, that's good to know. All right, reading more some of the comments from viewers. Pleasantly surprised by the Bahamas. It's nice to see smaller pageant nations. The Bahamas is stunning, but the evening gown is I love Bahamas in the swimsuit. Nobody mentioned Equatorial Guinea. I love Equatorial Guinea in the swimsuit round. Didn't expect Japan in top 16. Japan's smile was contagious. It was great to see the Caribbean dominate the Bahamas, Aruba, Puerto Rico, and Panama, which is quite rare.
Very rare.
In the universe, you know what I mean? Japan is bubbly. She can talk. She was confident. I don't think Japan deserved a top 16 at first, but she's so genuine with her smile. And I think she's a great speaker. Okay, I think Japan's gown helped her a lot. Also, her casual interview. I think Japan's a great asset is communication skills. That's why she was in the top 16. So, yeah, again, it's all about the way you express yourself in English. And so that's why, yeah, I mean, we can talk about Paraguay or, later on, because I was expecting for her to actually speak Spanish, but I think she managed her English quite well. Anyway, moving on. Next one is Great Britain. Unfortunately, Great Britain was not on my list, but she was in my top 25. Not top 16, but top 25. Summer, you living in Great Britain, what do you think of your Miss Great Britain? That's a blank stage on her face.
For whatever reason, Great Britain makes it every single year, and it's congratulations to Emma. And I watched her. I went to Wales just to watch the actual pageant, and funny enough, 5 days before she flew to Eilat, we were talking, and she's lacking of support from, what I mean, training wise. And I told her, I just wish I could go there and see you and help you at least in my own little way, because she wants some help about her passerella. And but Shropshire is few hours away from me. It's like 5 hours, 6 hours away, really far away from each other. And but I told her, just do you. I saw you during the national finals. You're amazing. And I think one good thing about GB, they have this gift of gab. They can speak. And I think what we were talking about earlier, the candidates who speaks, who has who made it in the top 16 were the ones who speaks English fluently. And I think when you speak in when you speak English like proper English, you always have the advantage during the interview. So you don't use some very simple words. And I think being British, you always have that advantage during the interview.
Okay. All right. Ko, what do you think of Great Britain?
Oh, I didn't have a clue.
So she was off your radar. You did not even detect her.
Not on at all. So honestly, so I wish that anyone here wouldn't get offended if I say that I had no idea about her immersion in top 16. So if you would like to ask me an opinion, I probably a little bit off, okay, because I lack of opinion, sort of, because she wasn't in my attention at all. So it's quite quite new for me. Okay.
Okay. All right. Vagisha, what do you think?
She was nowhere in my list, and I almost forgot her. I mean, when I watched the prelims. So when I was very surprised when she made it to top 16 tonight.
Okay, Phil, agree?
Oh, we were caught off guard.
Yes.
But may I say, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, this I feel really bad because I feel I betrayed her in a way because I didn't put her in my top 16, but I never have anyway.
I think Jody put Great Britain on her list of favorites.
But
she was actually rooting for Jody.
But I'm so
don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Objective, but
you shouldn't feel bad. I mean, this is your opinion. You shouldn't feel bad at all.
And Summer, I'm going back to the advice that you gave her. That's the same advice that I would give girls. When you go to your competition, just be yourself, enjoy the moment, be happy. And I think it worked for her because, we were all caught off the radar. Like we were all caught, surprised by her when she was mentioned. Like, okay, we got what? The first one was Singapore, and then we got Japan, and then, Bahamas, and then, oh my God, Great Britain. So
that's what makes pageants interesting.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what makes pageants interesting because sometimes they could be unpredictable.
Because this is my second home, Tito Rafa, and I felt like I feel the obligation sometimes to support my second home, and
right.
I've never done that.
No, I mean, that's okay. I mean, a contestant cannot please everybody, regardless of her nationality or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, see, this is one thing that a lot of people seem to have difficulty separating their subjective emotional opinion about anything as opposed to totally being objective. Objectivity means you're setting yourself distant. You're distancing yourself from that reality. Okay. So when people comment, oh, well, Rafa, how come you didn't like Miss Philippines? You're Filipino, blah, blah, blah. No, this is not a question about nationality or race. This is a question of an individual performance. I really don't care what color your skin is. I don't care what your country you come from, but did you deliver? That's your question. That's the question. Did you actually deliver? So yeah, people are, Vagisha, how come you hate Miss India? You're Indian. Oh, Ko, why do you hate Miss Thailand? You're Thai. Oh, Phil, you're Filipino. Why do you hate Miss Philippines, etc.? Like, we need to stop, people. You need to be objective, like me. Like all these pageant critics on my panel. We're all objective, Anyway, stop with the preaching. Let's move on to US, my girl, Miss USA. I'm wearing the Miss USA t-shirt. All right, so I'm gonna go first. I love Elle Smith, Miss USA, from the moment she was crowned Miss USA. I know people are saying, okay, well, she only had like 2 days to prepare for Miss Universe. Hello, people. Before she left for Israel, all the Miss USA contestants went to Mexico, to Cancun, Mexico, for like what, a week. That's where they had all their intensive training, their photo shoots, makeup, wardrobe, etc. So she was ready to go, and not to mention the fact that she's a professional reporter, journalist. That explains her excellent communication skills, her beautiful face. My only commentary was that her hairstyle, because sometimes, you know, how many times can you possibly show up on? So that was my only comment. But other than that, she performed very well. She both in the swimsuit and the evening gown. I love her evening gown. I didn't care much for her preliminary gown, which is a Michael Cinco gown. Maybe because the way she carried the off-shoulder sleeve, it was like really, really very off, and she should have worn it, you know, further up. But her her evening gown final competition during the finals was amazing, and the color green is her color, definitely. So go USA! All right, Vagisha, what do you think of Miss USA? How come we don't call them Miss Universe USA? It's always Miss USA.
Yeah, it seems so awkward whenever we call Miss USA as Miss USA, but all the other delegates as Miss Universe, so and so. So yeah, Elle Smith was one of my favorites, and I believe that if she would have been shortlisted for top 5, maybe the results might be a little bit different, because she is so smart, she's so eloquent. I love her energy, and I was totally impressed by her performance in the national pageant. So I had her in my top 3. If you watch my final predictions, she was at number 3 in my final predictions. So I had huge hopes from US. I was very happy to see her.
Wonderful. Phil.
USA, the most, I would say, Miss USA is almost synonymous to Philippines on Miss Earth. Expect them to place in Miss Universe. She had the least time to prepare, but like what you said, Rafa, they all went to Cancun, and I believe she learned a lot from that. But yeah, to me, I don't know, like when she came in, I felt this. I was feeling this thing, like she has what it takes to win. She does. But I felt like she did not want to win last night for some reason.
Right. Yeah, you know what? I think I have the impression that she's happy being Miss USA.
Yeah.
That's my impression.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That was just my gut last night. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
I did not like the gown she wore for the finals. Neither for the prelims. I mean,
I didn't like the finals gown.
The styling was not up to the mark.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the texture of the pattern contrasted like her hair. For some reason, it was all over the place. Yeah, you know. Like,
yeah, did you see that? She did a live Instagram where she wore her hair differently. It was pulled back. You can see her entire beautiful face. Her hair was pulled back. She didn't have any bangs or anything, and she was wearing a ponytail, like an extension. You know, so I thought, oh, girl, keep this look. You look amazing. But again, she went back to the old ways.
Yeah, her gown was just like, there's too much, like, to lose focus on the pattern of the gown, her hair, like everything is just too distracting.
Right.
It's not, I think
it's all about the face.
It was not a Miss Universe sort of gown. It was a good gown, but it was made for some other occasion, maybe a party sort of event, but not for Miss Universe.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Summer, darling, what do you think of Miss USA?
Okay, when I did their national Miss USA leaderboard, she was in my she was my number 3, and
really,
it was because of her passerella. She had a very weak passerella, and because of her energy and her the way she answered her question during the national finals, I put her in my top 10. And I'm glad she made it.
Good. Ko, what do you think of USA?
Yeah, I'm impressed about her communication skill. That's her strength indeed. But I agree with Summer that she hasn't got excellent passerella, so probably it's sort of her one of her weakness. And also, I think about her gown or not her gown. I mean, styling, costume wouldn't be that striking, and definitely for her neck course. It's quite how can I say, outlandish, okay, too
Yeah.
simple and uh not on point, okay, not on point. So I think probably that's why she wouldn't make it into top 5, even though she got like a very good communication skill. And also I agree with Rafa about most of Miss USA tend to stick with being Miss USA rather than being Miss
Yes.
Universe. I don't know
Yeah.
why, Rafa, I don't know why.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's because they get to enjoy the same privileges which Miss Universe do.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
when Miss U, one of her prize package is a new car. It's a Porsche. She's going to be driving a Porsche. Yeah. So yeah, she should be very happy. We could all use a Porsche, right?
She's already happy with her Porsche.
All
She's
right. So
already
reading some of the comments here. Oh my God, our good friend Peter Sereno is awake. Peter, what are you doing at
Peter.
this time of the day? You should be in bed. He's saying about UK. UK, I had high hopes for, but she seemed to lack a spark for me during the prelims. I think it's become evident that interview seems to be the defining factor in picking the top 16. Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. It's all about excellent speaking skills. So yeah, you're right, Peter. A lot. He also says the unpredictability of it all makes it a good show. That's true. Somebody asked how many candidates got the El Tocuyo award. El Tocuyo, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that expression, El Tocuyo. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm forgetting the real definition. El Tocuyo is given to the contestant who comes from a powerhouse country, but
No.
does not make it to the top 16. Is that it?
El Tucuyo is
Phil?
kind of like a
Like
Ruth
popular.
Ocomares. She's the
I mean,
most hyped pageant coming into, she's the most hyped coming to the pageant,
Yes.
but failed to
yeah,
deliver.
The most hyped.
Regardless where
that's
you
right,
came
that's right,
from.
that's right,
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay. All right. So it doesn't matter where you come from. If you're very
Yeah, they just
hyped,
advised the Ruth
Mm.
Ocomares because they all fell
Right.
in love with Venezuela that time when she made it.
2016.
El Tocuyo, Venezuela.
It all started with her. Did you guys observe Miss Venezuela's reaction when her nurse was getting crowned?
no.
Mm.
Oh, I missed it.
I think you should watch it once again.
I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah.
I was
So she
slow
was
basking in
motion.
the
hardly clapping.
glory of like
She was
her
hardly
being
clapping,
crowned. She
and
was so
Miss Chile
pretty. She
as
was
well.
so beautiful.
Mhm. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So all right, more comments. Love Miss USA, but I hated her hair. Okay, so one more for the Caribbean domination. We're forgetting that Miss France comes from Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Good observation,
Mhm.
Terry. Hi, Terry. Yeah, Terry says, yeah, Miss France comes from Guadeloupe, which is another Caribbean part of the Caribbean. So that's good. Expected USA so much, but if we had to understand that she has a small limit of time, Miss USA's
Mhm.
gown was a total shock. Nobody
Yes.
informed her that mint green wasn't her color for that stage. Okay. Miss USA could have been a real threat in the top 5 had her evening gown dress and performance. Her evening gown was weak, and her performance as well was weak. Okay, a lot of opinions here. L Smith was the first Miss USA I rooted for since 2015, says Joey. Okay, all right, yeah. So people are giving their opinions about. They're asking for Philippines. We're gonna go, with a list here. Actually, our next girl is India. Okay, I know, Vagisha, you were not on the original panel of guests, but you sent me a message. Rafa, please, can I be part of your show? Because I have so many things to say about the pageant and also Parnaz. Okay, you can take the platform now. Vagisha, go.
I don't know. I'm coming. I'm falling short of words now. I'm so excited. And when Harnaz went to represent India at Miss Universe, the fun fact is that she left on my birthday, and we had a short conversation on YouTube, and I interviewed her, and she speaks Punjabi pretty well. So she talked to me in Hindi, and she said that her name actually means pride of God, that everybody has pride on it. So the word Nas itself means pride. So in Hindi, her word means her in her name. Her means everyone, and Nas means pride. So I told her that I'm sure that everybody in India will be quite proud of you when you go on to win Miss Universe. And she was praying for the same. She was hoping for the same, that I just don't want to be the Nas of my family, the pride of my family, but I want to be the pride of the whole country. So I was quite happy when she went on and she passed on all the different phases and different aspects of the pageant. From day one to the present day, I was very happy with the wardrobe, because usually, if you have followed Miss Universe India do not have that great wardrobe. When it comes to wardrobe, they're not quite good in terms of wardrobe. But this time, all the looks and appearances she had, it was beautiful. So when she made it to top 16, I mean, I was quite sure that she'll make it to top 16, top 10 also. But when it was time for top 5, I was a little bit scared that whether she'll make it or not. But she was the first one to be called. So I was quite relieved that fine, finally she's here. Also, when top 3 was getting announced, at that time, I was a little bit nervous, because I was feeling that India shouldn't come this close to just come this close. She should go on and win the title. And at that time, she looked like a winner. When you observe girls, and I think I've spoken about it in my video as well, if you remember Miss Universe 2015, Pia Alonso was the shortest among all the other girls. And she had a very ordinary sort of gown, but she had that aura, which we can look at and say that, yes, she is the winner. She is the queen. And the same thing I observed in Harnas today. So I was very happy.
Wonderful. Well, I don't know anybody or any pageant fan who did not have India on the list. I mean, from the moment she was crowned Miss Diva Universe, immediately, basically everyone on planet Earth had put Harnaz as the front runner from the universe because of her amazing,
beautiful face,
beauty, and the way she spoke. And yeah, so I don't know, I would be shocked to find out if anyone did not put India on their list.
I think the best
go ahead.
I think the best part of her Naz is that she is very lively, full of energy and full of life, and she is very bubbly. And the fact that she is only 21 and she keeps on chirping like a sweet bird, very melodious. So I think she may not have the great content, but she definitely speaks from her heart. And she did not went to Israel just to win the crown, but to win hearts. And that is why she won the crown as well. If you look at the behind the scenes videos, she was so beautiful. She was praying constantly when when the winner was going to get announced at that time. She was just praying, and all the other girls were talking to each other. So,
yeah. I don't have anything negative to say about India, because she was like, I gave like a 11 out of 10. I want to scale of 1 to 10. I gave her an 11. I think she excelled in all segments of the competition, and the fact that she actually delivered from the moment she during the swimsuit competition. I wasn't okay. This is one critique. I did not care much for her swimsuit selection, her choice. I would have wanted her to have worn a bikini, like a 2-piece, because she's an amazing body. But again, one of the good things about Miss Universe is that they give the girls the freedom to choose whatever outfit they want to wear, for a swimsuit. So that was her pick. So we need to respect that. But she was amazing. The way she turned, she knew exactly when to turn her head, when to look at the camera. She was giving everything.
Those
she delivered
everything.
Exactly. She's perfect timing, attitude, connection with the audience, connection with the judges, connection with the camera. So she was perfection. And she did even better during the evening gown competition. So yeah, Summer, I want to know your opinion about India.
If you've seen my complete analysis during the
Yes, I did, and I really enjoyed it. But I want you to tell the public.
Harnaas was only in my second spot, and because the time I was seeing her as the potential Miss International because of her image and the way she walks.
Yes.
And then my number one that time was Anshika Sharma because I was mentoring her online, and she was, I believe, if not the most popular, one of the most popular candidates during the Miss Diva competition. But what the way I said, she never stopped competing. That's one thing I give India, Harnaas. She never stopped competing, even towards the end. She's a fighter. Even on the last three, she knew that, after South Africa gave her best answer, what she did is she's so clever. She did her posing. She had a pose before she delivered her answer, and she thought, this is my only chance, and I would do this, and I would give my all. So you can see her extreme dedication and determination to win, and that's why it all paid off. And I think she's the most deserving. When I saw this tree, first I thought, oh my God, please don't put South Africa there because she's gonna eat her alive.
Yeah.
But in the top three. But then when the last look during the passerella, was it called the last
The
Final look.
the final walk, I said she's going to be the winner.
Mhm.
Phil.
Because she's the most consistent. That's why.
Right.
Mhm.
Phil.
Oh, Harna, she did not come to compete. She came in, like what Vagisha said, she came in to win everyone's heart. From the day one, like she was already there. When we talk about Miss Universe, certain title holders comes to mind, like Amelia Vega and Catriona Gray. The moment they stepped in, they were already proclaimed the winner.
The winner, yeah.
And same with Harnas. Even before she stepped in, I saw Liz that she's the one to beat. And with that, like she really excelled. Everything was perfection with her. And I think like she is the universal choice. I'm glad that she won and no one is arguing about
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's so refreshing that I think that is the main factor that everyone would agree that this is one of the best editions of Miss Universe because of the winner.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. So, Ko, sweetie darling, what do you think of India?
Oh, I can spot her got like a high chance to be Miss Universe since she was crowned in India. I just feel strongly that India going to do really well. Considering many factors, okay, and I'm very impressed about her performance in every round because she got consistency. I totally agree with Summer. Pirim, in swimsuit, in evening gown. So very consistent, the way how she delivered, and also she nailed with the question, with the answer on the
Exactly.
last question as well. So it's pretty clear. It must be her anyway. And I would like to congratulate Hanas, okay, and all India. And India is always close to my heart, okay. I'm very glad indeed that she won. Okay.
Okay. All right.
She impersonated a kitten. Did you watch that?
It's terrible.
For
Okay.
me, it was,
But she was endearing, very endearing.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I think all of us agree that India turned out to be
Winner.
the best contestant overall. I actually, in my Instagram story at Critical Beauty Official, I posted a story, a poll, and I asked the public the question: Do you like the new Miss Universe from India? And so far, 96% saying yes. They
Mhm.
love her. So that is amazing. That is amazing. Reading some of the comments, Miss USA L. Smith was the first Miss USA I really rooted for and hoped to see in the top 3, but unfortunately she fell flat in the evening gown, says our good friend Anton. Terry says, Harnaz had a special aura. It was evident in prelims, and I knew she sealed the crown at that point. Good observation, Terry. Joey says, Dr. Mishra, Vagisha, there was someone who competed with Harnaz in Miss Diva who was more gorgeous, Ankita.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Ankita Singh. Yeah, she was beautiful. But I'm glad that Harnaz won. Ankita can come back.
Right. Says, Rafa, you're the only one who included in the Philippines on your list. Your other panels didn't see it coming. Actually, no, the Philippines was not on my list. No, when you watch my top 16 favorites on my YouTube channel, Critical Beauty Salon, I did not put the Philippines on my top 16 list. She was like one of the bubbles. So so that's why all these Filipino fans are angry at me. Somebody says India's advantage is her age is 21. Did you guys notice? Because usually, traditionally speaking, Miss Universe, well, actually, no. When did the tradition of crowning older girls start with Miss Universe? I believe it was 2015?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was 26.
She was crowned.
And then, of course, after that, Miss Universe seems to prefer girls in their upper 20s range. So that's why they extended the age limit to 28. But lo and behold, this year it's different. They crowned a 21-year-old, and I think Vagisha made so much trivia about this because Harnaz is the youngest.
21 years old.
Yeah, is the youngest Miss Universe so far. She was born in 2000 and the youngest Miss Universe under IMG. So that's one trivia.
She is 21 years old. She won the crown for India after 21 years in 2021.
That's right. That's right. So 21 is a lucky number. Yep. Summer, any idea? Comments?
I just want to correct myself earlier because I said I was mentoring Anshika Sharma. That was Nepal. It's actually Ankita Singh.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused.
It was Ankita Singh. I was I was talking about.
Okay.
Somebody can come back for brand.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody says Indian girls carry both Western and Eastern ideas, and that's how they crack the Q&A. I love how Harnaz was praying just before she won. Yeah, that was a cute, wonderful, beautiful image of her praying. Asian countries always place what other country? Asian countries usually do very well. Blah blah blah. All right, let's move on to our next girl, which is Vietnam. Okay, swear to God, I was disappointed when Vietnam did not make the top 5 because she was in my top 5. But you know what? Shit happens. So this is not Vietnam's year, But I thought. Okay, a lot of people are saying that she imitated Stephanie Gutierrez, Miss Venezuela 2018, with her look, long, silky black hair, similar gown during the evening gown, that long sleeve,
smiling
silky,
in the
with
performance.
Even her walk, it was Stephanie. It was like she's like the Vietnamese Stephanie Rodriguez. I don't see anything wrong with that. Copying, imitating. Girls copy and imitate each other all the time. I mean, who cares? If you think you can learn, if you think you can pick up something that's valuable from another contestant, then go ahead and apply it to your own performance. Nothing wrong with that. Different year, different set of judges, different audience. Phil, what do you think of Kim
Vietnam?
Duyen, Miss Vietnam?
Oh, I love her. I thought after prelims, she performed best after India in the Asian continent, and I was really hoping that she would go all the way to the top 5. But hey, things happen. When it comes to the imitation, Stephanie, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Of course, you'll be called out, but come on, if it works, it works. Do everything on your advantage. This is your moment, and if you know that that will work for you, do it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all about gathering all these necessary resources to win. And I think Vietnam watched Stephanie Gutierrez's performance over and over and over again, and she was able to apply successfully all what she learned from Stephanie into her own performance. So that's good, Vietnam. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Summer, what do you think of Vietnam? Yeah.
Well,
Summer, darling.
Well, because she was the first candidate in this edition, she had the longest preparation. So
that's true.
So I'm not that everything follows, but most importantly, the power of Vietnam. Because when it comes to voting, they really support their candidates. And,
so do you think Vietnam made the top 16 because of popular vote? They never really
she deserves it. She's
which
not,
country won the vote.
I'm glad she made it because she's a good example to many. Her backstory. She came from not so privileged part of the world, and I believe she managed to go to a very good school in Singapore. And I think for me, that's a very good achievement. And she's very eloquent. I was not keen on her national pageant, national finals. Her walk wasn't that good, but she has improved massively. And I think her beauty, her overall performance, she deserves to be in the top 16.
Okay. Ko, what do you think of Miss Vietnam? No comment.
So honestly, I tend to believe that Vietnam is coming like a new emerging pageant loving country, and Vietnam possesses a very strong economic power, and I think this kind of thing propel Vietnam to doing good in several pageants such as Miss Grand and also now Miss Universe as well. So I tend to think that to include Vietnam in is sort of to gain more fan space in Vietnam. More than I mean, she beautiful, okay, but I do believe that there probably would be some other better to be included in 16. So if she included, I think that's because of like popular vote or people's choice award or sort of, which is related to a voting system. Like last year, I think not last year, last edition, that Miss Vietnam got in because of voting as well. So the main thing, the main concern that I would like to make is how Vietnam would get away from some question about their success. Their success should actually solely based on the performance or the quality of the contestant solely, not sort of economic power and how they can, how they're willing to invest in a pageant.
Okay, so basically Vietnam made the top 16 because of popular vote, and also because the fact that she has a lot of sponsors behind her.
I tend to believe that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I tend to believe that. I'm not sure. What do you think, Rafa? But I tend to believe that.
I think some of the comments that I'm reading is that they're saying basically that Vietnam won the popular vote. So that's why the reason why she made the top 16.
We don't even know if she did. No, it wasn't announced, right?
It wasn't announced. It wasn't revealed.
I mean, it could be anyone.
Yeah. For all you know, it could be Panama.
Fair, like Yeah, I think it's just unfair, like to say that, a certain, without saying, without proof. That's just me.
I think the announcer who received the most popular vote, I
Yes,
believe.
it's very
Yes.
strange that they did not announce it at all.
I
Mhm.
think she did. Before they announced the third half, they announced it on the
Did they? I don't remember.
on the
I have to watch the whole show again.
Yeah.
They did mention that there's
Yeah,
popular vote,
there were a
but
lot.
they did not mention who won.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there were some strange elements that went on last night. Like for instance, when Steve Harvey had Miss Nigeria wear her costume, we don't know who won the national
Yeah, he
costume.
never announced.
So people just assumed that she won the best national costume. No
Mhm.
official announcement. So what is Nigeria
Mhm.
doing there?
Yeah.
Did she win something? No.
Mhm.
So they just showed off her costume, but la di da, big deal. Who cares? Did she win?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
stuff like that. So, reading some of the comments, somebody says, India looks like a living doll in real life. She's a role model for many kids that watch Miss Universe. Okay, thank you for that comment. That's a beautiful comment. Somebody says, all right. Vagisha is right about unpredictability of India's wardrobe at Miss Universe, and that was also my concern. Okay, that's too bad because when Femina Miss India used to own Miss India, the girls had all this amazing, beautiful outfits and wardrobe. So what happened? What happened? So
Well,
that's a big question.
it is still under Times Group. Both Miss India, Femina Miss India, and Miss Diva are both organized by the Times Group of India. So they have the same team, and they just are doing better. I mean, they have some more people now in the team, and I feel that they're doing good.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Moving on. Next
Sorry to
girl.
Rafa. Sorry to Rafa.
But
I'm more than certain now that they did, unless I know I didn't get enough sleep, but I'm more than certain that she was the 11th person to be
it doesn't
announced
show.
with the most popular vote. I think it was Vietnam who received the most popular vote at number 11. So that's why
Okay, yeah, I do have her as number 11.
I remember the feeling when the announcers who received the most popular vote. I was so scared. I was so scared for the Philippines because I thought it was her only ticket to get to the top 16 because she wasn't a popular. Although I put her in my top 5, and I was betting on her because I was thinking once the Philippines is either she's outside top 16, but once she gets it there, she will be top 5. So for me, it's
Yeah.
either she's she's either outside top 16 or top 5. I've never put her on the top 10. So I knew that there was this feeling that Vietnam was she won the popular vote. I think they announced it.
We'll have to rewatch it.
I was just like, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Delayed reaction.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next girl, Aruba. Another surprise for me. I did not have
Same here.
Aruba on my
Mhm.
list. Her name is Tessely Zimmerman, but I thought she did a phenomenal performance, both in the swimsuit and evening gown. I loved her evening gown better than USA's
swimsuit.
or Great Britain's. I thought Aruba delivered her evening gown very well, and she's so cute. Remember when her country was announced, her mouth was wide open, and she had to do she had to close it because okay, well, because she was utterly surprised by being there. I love Aruba, and she was a big surprise to me. Phil, what do you think of Aruba?
Yeah, when we thought that the surprises are done, there's one more, and it was Aruba. But to be honest with you, like I wouldn't doubt it because Aruba, she's the strongest that Aruba has sent since Zizi Lee. Well, yeah, but Zizi Lee was unplaced, but yeah, she deserved it. I like her. Pleasant surprise, all worth
Okay.
it. Mhm.
Okay, Ko darling, what do you think of Aruba? Was she on your list?
No,
No.
So I try to think about sort of a Caribbean connection, and also
Oh, here we go. Conspiracy theory from Ko.
no, not theory. I mean, all three came from a very close area in Caribbean, and also all of them were trained by Lucella. And also, I think I'm quite not sure if the cruise line is still sponsor of Miss Universe. The cruise line.
So that's the only reason why she made the cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
probably.
agree, Summer? Do you agree with Ko's
Well, I was not
conspiracy
expecting.
theory?
I don't know about the theories, the theory, but she was not in my radar at all, and I'm sorry to say that. But when she they announced her name, and she did her pasarada walk during the top 16, I thought she was very elegant, and but that's all it is. I was not expecting her to make the top 10. But again, obviously, maybe it's her communication skills that help her to achieve that position.
Right. Either that, or again, maybe the Miss Universe staff found something special and loving, in her. So yeah, it could be anything. So, Vagisha, what do you think of Aruba? Was she surprised to you?
Yeah, I was not expecting her to make it to top 16, but as you said, from getting there, she just did perform so well that she could advance further.
Okay. All right.
But she's sophisticated. She's very sophisticated.
She is.
Yeah.
Just like she's sophisticated, just like Bahamas, I think.
Right.
Honestly, I think Aruba, the more I think of it now, I think Aruba and the Bahamas brought a lot of class and elegance to the competition, I think. So yeah, that's great. Moving on. Our next girl is on everybody's list, Paraguay. Nadia Ferreira. Miss Paraguay. What do we think of Paraguay? Ko, darling, what do you think of Nadia?
She's very beautiful and she's very well prepared, because she always posts about how she campaigned on her advocacy, and she went out to do a lot of charity at home before she flew to Israel. But there was always a hunch in my mind that she wouldn't be that kind of winner. Okay, I tend to think that she will end up like a runner-up. Especially, I think her weakness is her figure. Okay, especially when she had a swimming suit. Yeah, it's pretty clear when comparable to India or Puerto Rico. So it's not that curvy. I mean, honestly, okay, I wouldn't like to sort of to be very specific on any issue about a body, okay, but I'm not body shamer at all. But it's pretty obvious, okay, when you compare her swimming suit and other. So that's why I do believe that she's going to place very high, but not kind of winner. And also, she's beautiful, but I don't feel strongly about her appeal. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
You know what I mean? When you met someone very beautiful, but it just dry out very quickly.
Her personality is flat. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sort of. Yeah.
All right. Vagisha, what do you think of Paraguay?
Congratulations to all Paraguay. Anyway, it's very high achievement for the country.
Exactly. Yeah, the first runner-up position for Paraguay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vagisha, what do you think of Paraguay?
Paraguay is very beautiful, and she was one of the first ladies among all the other contenders whom I observed in the beginning of the pageant. So I had my eyes on her, and she performed well in the swimsuit, but for evening gown, somehow I found her performance to be a little bit over the top, both in the prelims and in the finals as well. Also, when she made it to top three, I was a little bit surprised because I wasn't expecting her to make it to top three because her answer came across as a pageant patty sort of answer to me. And I think it was her delivery, the confidence which she had while answering the question that made her take the spot in top three. But other than that, I was a little bit shocked and surprised to see South Africa as the second runner-up and not the first runner-up. So, but anyway, I'm very happy that Paraguay and India, two of the most stunning women, they were the last two holding hands with each other.
Okay. All right. Summer, what do you think of Paraguay?
Well, I'm going to focus on two things. And one is during her interview, using an interpreter for me, the fact that I've been watching her many interviews in the past, and she was so capable of answering any question in English. And for me, that was buying time. Having said that, I'm a fan of her, and I put her in my top 5. And it's just that I felt like it's like what's her name? 2016 Miss Universe Philippines, when she used an interpreter.
Maxine Medina.
Maxine Medina, just for the question, and I felt like it helped her a bit, but I think her personality is genuine. But one thing that, in my humble opinion, is one thing that let her down was her evening gown. She used an evening gown, and I thought she would change it.
Yeah.
And that surprised
I didn't like her evening gown at all. Yeah. It doesn't look expensive.
Right. The work, especially here.
But
it was too common.
The way she executed her evening gown during the prelims, yes, I like it. In fact, she was in my top 5 just because of her execution, and maybe because I was pleasantly surprised with her passarela, because it's so hard to do a passarela from being a ramp model to a pageant.
Exactly. So that was a very difficult transition from her.
That's right. And but she did really well, and she was there with India, Paraguay, and Puerto Rico. But again, I'm a bit disappointed with her evening gown, and her final answer was a bit short.
So yeah. Okay. So Phil, what do you think of Paraguay? Did you already give your comment? You already did, right? Phil,
Huh?
Did you already give your opinion? I don't remember. Did you already give your opinion about Paraguay?
Oh, Paraguay. Oh no, because it's just like, I don't know, like it started to rain here and you all started to...
Can you increase your volume? I could hardly hear you. Can you increase your volume?
You hear me now?
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Paraguay, goddess. But you know what, during her prelims, I was kind of like 50-50 with her because number one, she annoyed me because of that failed attempt at being Valerie Dominguez. Although her gown is like made for that. It was such a failure. But you know, you cannot just exclude her. And while deliberating for my final prediction, initially she wasn't in the top 5. But when I looked at the judges, the lineup of the judges, I kind of realized that they are made of like high star, like superstars in their own country. So I thought that the MUO's direction was to look for someone who's like who has a star quality and who has like an influencer thing. And that is Nadia. That is why I placed her on my top 3. But yeah, like she was kind of like playing between High and El Tocuyo because, you know, of the direction MUO is going for. Like we did not know this year. But yeah, like I'm glad that she performed well. She was the heavy favorite from the beginning. And, you know, it's just that a matter of like what placement she's going in, you know, because, you know, people loved her. She's probably one of the most beautiful girls in Miss Universe, and this year probably we have the most beautiful top 2 ever. in the history of Miss Universe.
In a long time, I think.
Yeah,
in a long time.
facially wise, like they're all goddesses. But yeah, it was expected.
Somebody's saying, Anthony says, I'm Latino, but I was glad Paraguay did not win. Somebody says Paraguay kicked the door for her country to enter to Miss Universe next year. Who knows?
Yeah.
Paraguay can win Miss Universe next year. You know,
Well, after last year's travesty, remember? Paraguay last year, it was like a disaster. So
It was a
Yeah.
disaster.
maybe
I
they could
remember.
send Stephanie Stegna next year.
Well, if she still meets the age requirement, yeah, sure, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Mauricio says the same top two of Miss Grand International 2018,
Yeah.
Paraguay and India. Yeah, people are commenting about this the similarity between MGI 2018. You know that is it actually Clara Sosa, MGI
Yeah.
Queen 2018? Did she not post on her story about this? I think, and in Spanish she said, "Will history repeat itself?" So obviously she was wrong, but I think her story is still up there. Like when I said, is history going to repeat itself? Girl, no. You fainted, okay? India did not faint this year.
You should
So
have said,
that's a big
you should
difference
have
right
said,
there.
like, girl, you fainted. No one will faint this year.
Exactly.
That was
So-
straight
Change
on the
that
ground.
path, girl. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next girl. Everybody's waiting for Philippines. Beatriz Luigi Gomez.
Ooh.
Okay, so no, Richard Rilla is saying, no, Rafa, you put Philippines in your top 16. If you watched my top 16 video, Richard, I did not put Philippines in top 16. What I said was that the only reason why Philippines would make the top 16 is because of the country's connection to the sponsors. That's it. You know, I mean, I'm glad that she made the top 16 and went as far as top 5. But yeah, I mean, I thought her performance was on point. I love that she went back to her beautiful long hair, not in a bun and then with two stupid strands of hair falling on her forehead, which I thought was ridiculous. So I'm glad that she went back to her original beautiful long black hairstyle. I love her gown. I don't know who designed her gown. Phil, do you have an idea who designed her? Who?
Francis Liberan.
Francis
Oh,
Lambert.
okay, Francis
Yeah.
Liberian. Okay, I thought to me it was the best evening gown of the competition. It was very
Right.
edgy. The color really complemented her skin tone and also her figure. And I like the proper cut of the not the hem, but the slit. It has this proper height right there. It wasn't showing too much. And I love the shoes as well. Everything was perfection, I think. Now, as far as the swimsuit, she also did very well, but I did not like her selection. Her one piece was a ruby colored swimsuit that she wore. I didn't care much for that one. But other than that, she delivered. Summer, what do you think of Miss Philippines?
Okay. Well, she was sorry, my mom.
Any idea? Care to comment?
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you for. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. The Philippines was the 14th candidate to be called during the top 16, and I was nervous for her. As I've said earlier, she either not making it in the top 16 or she making it in the top 5, and I'm glad she did, and because I know once she entered the top 16, she would give the best performance during the evening gown. And well, she did deliver. And her evening gown, there was a wow moment for me there. Although I'm a bit disappointed during the preliminary, and I don't know why she was not flirting on the camera, and her passerella, knowing how we train our girls back home. And I'm a bit disappointed. Maybe that's her style, but she doesn't stop in the middle. She just carry on, and she did it twice, and she did it again during the finals this morning.
Oh, okay. That's a good
And
observation.
I was thinking maybe someone would tell her not to do that, but she did again. Maybe that's her style. And I think for me, when you're trying to remove your how do you call it, show, and yeah, it's a sign of confidence that you're able to remove that and move at the same time. And she failed to do that twice. And the third time, and then the third time was this morning. And but then I thought, I was also worried about her Q&A. If people who watches my channel, they knew that during the national finals, I only put Bea, Bea on the ninth spot in the finals because watching her previous performances as far as her local national pageants in Cebu, her Q&A, it was hit and miss. So I thought I didn't think I was able to put her in the top 5, but then here during the Miss Universe competition, I put her in the top 5 because I know she'd make it in the top 16, and once she makes it in the top 16, she will deliver during on the evening gown competition. And but again, during the top 5, and I was hoping that a pageant nation like the Philippines would prepare us in the Q&A, because there are generic. I would say, I always tell the girls that I help, like I mentor, that there are at least 5 generic questions, or what I call punchlines. They always ask for women's sleeve, or one of them is women's sleeve, environment, social media, and one of them they always ask for which is very timely, for COVID-19, for the pandemic. And I was a bit disappointed that she didn't prepare for that, and she didn't deliver. And she had every single opportunity to advance to top 3, and she didn't grab it. But
I think she picked the wrong question. Either that, or maybe she was trained to respond in a very safe way. I mean, the question itself is quite controversial. The question was, would you approve the vaccine being mandated? To everyone. And when that question was asked, I said to myself, I think she's going to lose, because she didn't really give a lot of that is controversial. I mean, I have my own personal opinions about the vaccine mandate, which I, by the way, disapprove of. But what do you do if you're a beauty queen? You're trying to play neutral. You're trying to play safe. If you say no, I don't like people to mandate the vaccine, people are going to start hating you. People are going to think that, you really don't, you're very selfish, you don't care about public safety and all that stuff. What do? And if you had said, oh, well, I'm all for it, but at the same time, well, did you ever did really research about this vaccine? Do you actually know what's in it? Questions like that. So I thought it was a very contentious question, but nevertheless, there's no right or wrong answer. It's the way you deliver it. Okay. So, and the fact that you should be able to convince the viewers that your answer is right for you. So yeah. Phil, what do you think of Bea?
Bea. Well, first of all, let me congratulate the team, Jonas's team, because not only they were able to put Bea in the semis, they were also able to put Singapore there. And what can I say about Bea? This year, MUP's preparation is kind of different. It was clean, very clean. It did not have that much buzz. well, like what Brian Rivera was saying, Philippines is playing it safe, and I think it was evident on her preparation, because like in contrary to what Summer said, our girls are always expected to have this fierce look. Think
Yeah.
murder by Megan Young. That's the standard. But with Beatrice, she's the first Miss Filipina who walked naturally. They did not even have a name for her walk. Number two, she was like breaking stereotypes. Like she's the first.
Sorry, there is a name for her walk. She called it the Pride Walk.
Oh, the Pride Walk.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But it's
Oh,
a,
because
it's
she's this is this in reference to her bisexual
mhm.
orientation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it did not create much buzz as like the Cobra Walk,
Yeah.
yeah, and also like yeah, I know like she's the first candidate from Miss Philippines who did not really do that fierce
Over.
look. Instead, she just showed herself. She's just like there, charming, which kind of like made me scared too, judging from the prelim because honestly, I thought she was in trouble after the prelims. I did not like her hair at all. But the gown in the top 10, I knew she was going to go in top 5 because I agree with you, Rafa. The gown was the best that night. I don't know about you guys, but I think that the gown complemented her tattoo. The
Yes.
tattoo looked like it
That's
was a part of the design of the gown.
right, right, right.
So,
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe
mhm.
Bea is the first Miss Universe contestant to display a visible tattoo and to make
Yes.
the
Yeah.
top
Yes.
16. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's so far the first, I think I'd say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it worked for her, like everything, and congratulations, Philippines is happy. So next year it would be a
11
bloodbath.
years in a row.
Yes,
Well,
and I'm excited for MUP next year because they're not gonna be joking next year. So yeah, I mean,
Vagisha, darling, what do you think?
Oh, I love Philippines, and I was very happy to see her in top 5. Two Asians were there in the top 5, so I was quite happy to see her. But the question itself was so controversial, so I could understand and I could sense the discomfort in her voice. She was not that comfortable to talk about it, and somehow she repeated the whole question when she was trying to answer it, so it came across as a bit redundant. But yeah, she did a fair job.
mhm.
Mhm. Okay. And Ko, I know you love Miss Philippines. You're in love with her.
Yes, definitely. I'm a big champion of Bay since she compete in Miss Universe Philippines. I probably one of the very very least pageant sort of polar that made her the winner. Uh-huh. So I strongly believe that she's going to deliver really good in Miss Universe because I think her advocacy is very up to date and very powerful, and also the trend of Rainbow Nation is increasingly bigger and bigger. So a lot, that's powerful. So I think her advocacy is one of the factor that carry her on, aside from her performance. I really like her like how she handled the competition because she very strategic, okay, and very focused on what she going to do and how she perform, and she's sort of a silent killer executor. So I really admire, okay, about her performance as well. Only thing that I would love to comment about her is probably her swimming suit performance because like we all know about her leg. So her
Legs.
leg.
Yeah, she has
Yes.
she's sort of like a bow-legged. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So even though her Perseverance trainer tried to design about her walk to conceal some weakness on her walk in swimming suit, but it's quite distinctive anyway. So that quite a few points that I think she couldn't go further to top 3. And also we all know about her communication skill. I mean, Q&A is her Achilles heel. Okay, so she might not be consistent on this point, so that's why I think it's another factor that she couldn't be able to get into top 3. But overall, I really love her and I strongly support her. And I even made my post before I went to bed last night. I just felt that she's going to reselect, okay, in the final. I made a post that be a Bay reselection. I just feel strongly she's going to do really well, even though I knew that a lot of people in Philippines lack of confidence in her before, but I still deep down that she's going to do really well. And it turns out that she brought Philippines back to top 5. Congratulations. And
Right.
I couldn't believe that it's such a success indeed, from top 20 to top 5. And I expect Philippines to go back really strong next year. So powerhouse coming back, okay? Coming back. And I wish that Thailand is going to be back as well. It's an uphill task for us, for us indeed. I wish we're going to do well. Like Philippines, okay, from top 20 to top 5.
It will happen. Don't worry. Someday, someday. Okay, just reading some of the comments. Somebody's saying, okay, some fan is not happy with Summer's assessment of Philippines. This fan is telling Summer to get lost.
But I was actually the only one of the 3 who put Philippines in the top 3.
Yes.
I wasn't even there. Everyone was against Bea, and I put her in the top 3. You get lost.
Somebody saying Philippines exudes strong aura in person. That's what the judges saw in her performance. Okay, that's believable. A fan by the name Luis says her walk is called the Luigi walk, not the Pride walk. Fact check, everyone, before you call yourselves pageant vloggers. Well, excuse me, Louise.
Well, we don't even know because her walk isn't that, they did not popularize her walk.
Yeah, really, seriously. So who cares?
It's not like the Cobra walk where everyone was talking about.
But it came from her. I heard her saying Pride walk.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned, Anthony says, speaking of tattoos, Miss Peru had a big tattoo, but she covered it. That's why nobody noticed it.
Yannick.
Yeah, Yannick, yeah. Another one says, Philippines had 12 years in a row winning streak. Yeah, I apologize. I said 11. Yeah, you're right. It's 12 years. 2010, 2011, all the way to 2021. Yes. Let me see. Okay, Vietnam, South Africa, and all the South American girls were so awesome, also beautiful, etc. All right, let's move on to, let me see. Okay, again, Luis is saying, Rafa is a self-proclaimed pageant vlogger, but why do I see it otherwise? Why does he sound so irrelevant to me, or is it just me?
Also, Rafa, also.
Thank you, Luis, for your wonderful, kind, sweet comments. Merry Christmas to you. Yako.
Rafa, yes, I would love to add another thing. The main reason I really love Bear and really supportive of her going in the Miss Universe, because she openly bisexual, LGBTQA plus member, such as me. Okay, I really admire her about her openness of her sexuality. Okay, in the pageant, it's very inspirational for other beauty queens. I would love to see more beauty queen especially feminine, to be more open, like, in the dance industry. So to have her in the pageantry, especially in the world level, is so empowering, okay, for our rainbow people. So I truly, big supporter of her indeed, because of I'm gay, like her. So I really, happy indeed that she make it. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. So, somebody says again, Summer seems very bitter about Philippines. Is that true?
Why?
No. Summer.
I was among the three. I was among the three who put her in the top. No one did. No one did care. I mean, there's so many pageant analysts. I think I'm only one. One of
Right,
them.
exactly.
Adam, Miss Real Missosology, and me. I think that based on and you know what, guys? If I'm very objective, and I care about your feelings, but I also care about my credibility. And I know many of these Filipinos, many of my fellow men, they were so upset because I did not put Samantha Panlilio in Miss Grand International in any of my leaderboards. But having said that, she was my number one. I was the only one who bet on her, even though she lacked pageant experience during the national finals. I was the only one who put her on top of the leaderboard. But during the Grand International, I can always put her on number one spot, and so as number three. So this is I am so true to my core. And unfortunately, even the United Kingdom, the Great Britain, I did not put her in my top 16. I wish I could please everyone, but unfortunately, long term, I must be true to myself.
You can't.
Exactly. And this happens with me as well. When I put India on number one, many of the people just commented, just because you are an Indian, you're putting India on number one. Well, people who have followed me have never put India on number one. Even when the Miss World 2017 was happening, I was a little bit skeptical to put India at number one.
Yeah, but also let's be honest here. I'm gonna be here. The main reason why I was skeptical of Miss Philippines placing is because, the fandom, Filipinos. Let's talk about it. Filipinos could be the best fans, but also could be the worst fans in the world. So I was thinking about that because of the attitude of the Filipinos towards Miss Bahrain, kind of like irritated me. And, it's something, So yeah,
Okay. That's I mean, we all have different opinions, and I think one thing that I really hate is to always agree, and not being being afraid of hurting or offending other people's feelings. But it's your opinion. We all have the right to free speech. We can say whatever we want, etc. So I just don't understand people reacting so violently. Oh yeah, like this person. His name is Jojo Laconico, Filipino. He's saying, Rafa, shame on you for not loving Philippines. Get real. Wag kang plastic, which means don't be plastic. I love Summer more than I love you. Jojo, tatagalugin ko na, okay? Kung hindi mo gusto ang mga sinasabi ko sa channel ko, di lumayas ka na, okay? I'm not here to please everyone. I'm not here to please every Filipino. Lumayas ka na, pumunta ka na sa channel ni Summer, okay? The channel, I'm giving you a lot of new followers to your channel, Summer. And everybody,
Rafa, would you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, it's 1:16 a.m. here in India, and I have barely slept. I have to go to work tomorrow, so can I just leave?
Oh no, that's fine. Before you leave, your quick last comments about the whole show. Did you like it? Scale of 1 to 10.
I loved it, and I want to watch it once again, because whenever I watch the pageant live, I'm not able to enjoy the moment because I am a little bit more curious to know the results. So I want to watch the pageant again so as to know the key details. And I'm really excited to see what happens at Miss World as well, because the pageant season is now almost getting over. So I loved Miss Universe 2021, and I'm happy with the results. Some of the shocks were there, like Spain did not make it. So yeah, there were some shocks, but I'm pretty satisfied at the end of the day because it was a pretty satisfying result.
Wonderful.
And
Well,
congratulations.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining our for our group chat. And we're gonna do it again for sure. Maybe, who knows, after Miss World. I want to
Yes.
hear your comments, your opinions about Miss World. Okay. So thank you again for joining us. And Summer, did you want to say something to
Yes,
Vagisha
to
before you leave?
Vagisha, before you leave, I just want you to know I'm one of your avid fans. When I started this channel, I always watch your channel and write everything down that you say.
Thank you so much, Summer. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
Have a wonderful
Thank you.
and have a good night's sleep, and have a wonderful day tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Rafa.
Have a
Thank
good
you for
night,
having me.
Vagisha.
Bye.
See you. Love
Bye.
you.
Bye,
Love
Ko.
you, Vagisha.
Bye,
Love you.
Phil.
Love you.
Yeah, love you too.
Okay, so let's move on to Venezuela. All right. Venezuela, in my original list, I thought Venezuela and Colombia were going to be the last two girls standing. So apparently I was wrong. So Venezuela did not even go far as, to top 10. So I thought her performance was consistent all along. My only major critique was her makeup. I thought it was too harsh. She looked at least like 5 years older than usual. She lost her freshness. So I really don't know what happened to her face in Venezuela. But other than that, she performed just like your typical traditional Venezuelan queen. So that's all I have to say. Ko, what do you think of Venezuela?
Oh, I love her, and I'd be surprised that she wouldn't make it in top 10. And I wonder, Rafa, when would the time Venezuela would come back big? Okay. I'm really wondering indeed, because it take like so long that Venezuela lost from the top flight, and I really love this edition, Venezuela representative, and actually I wished she would make it at least top 10. Because I love her work, I love her persona, I love her face, and she can speak really well as well. So that's why I got often questioned to you, Rafa, as your expert. What the basis of the committee? How they did select it? Okay, who going to be in top 10? Top 5? Like behind the closed door, sort of. Why Bahama get in instead of Venezuela?
You mean to the top 10?
Oh yeah, I mean in the top 10. Yeah, that's right.
Well,
So
again, yeah. Again, it depends on Besides the judges, you also have the Miss Universe organization staff that's also voting, and also, of course, the fan vote. Okay, so judging does not always happen on stage. Judging also happens off stage. Behind the scenes, what you put on your social media, how you interact with the contestants, with the staff, those are also being judged by the Miss Universe organization. So maybe they happen to love Bahamas more than Venezuela. It happens. It's sad that she did not go as far as Bahamas did to the top 10, but that's life. She needs to accept what happened, so that's all I can say. Summer, what do you think of Venezuela?
For me, she's already a complete package, and I think she's too perfect, and sometimes she's trying too hard. It's almost verging. Okay, I have to be very careful what I say. And I think one thing I've noticed with Venezuela, she was not herself backstage. I've seen some videos wherein she was a bit panicky. And I feel like she was not comfortable during the finals night. But having said that, she's get the statuesque. She is gorgeous. Although, as I agree with you, Tito Rafa, one thing I've noticed with her makeup is her half moon eyeshadow.
Yeah,
And
that
it
was
was
very
too
annoying.
harsh. It
Yeah.
doesn't fit in with the lighting. And
Mhm.
that's a big shame, because she was so beautiful, and she's so beautiful, and she doesn't have to overdo things, especially her makeup.
Right, right. Phil.
Yeah.
Phil, what do you think of Venezuela?
Venezuela, her makeup was terrible. We can all agree on that.
That was
That's
the
why
first
she
time I
flew.
noticed the makeup.
Yeah, that's why she flew under the radar. She already had this. I would say she has this good features on her face, but the makeup kind of like matured her and made her look way different. I loved her when she was crowned Miss Venezuela, but on ongoing preparation, I'm loving her. But then come Miss Universe, why is her MUA sabotaging her? But I'm happy she won. I mean, she went in semifinals. Hmm.
Mhm. Okay. Also, I think she got lucky though. I think there were some other contestants who were much stronger and more
Oh,
consistent than Venezuela.
oh, tell me about it. This is the time
Yeah.
where I was already crying. This
and
is the
and
time.
yeah and we're going to talk about that too, like, okay, so the last one is South Africa making the cut, the top 16. I mean, South Africa was on my top 16 list, and I expected her to be in the top 10, which she did. Eventually she advanced to the top 5, which I'm happy about, but I wasn't really rooting for it necessarily to win, because South Africa won. The last time South Africa was 2019, and I
Mhm.
think the Miss Universe organization would probably think that it would be too soon for South Africa to win again.
Mhm.
So I mean, that's just my feeling. So yeah, but other than that, her Lalela's performance was consistent, and I love that she was able to represent South Africa uh, uh, on international stage. I'm happy that she was brave enough to go to Israel despite the criticisms that she received from her compatriots, especially from the South African government. So I'm glad that Lalela went all the way this far. Carl, what do you think of South Africa?
Oh, no contest. She must be there, okay? She good speaker, even though her speaking skill wouldn't be as great as Zozibini Tunzi, but comparable to many contestants, she's still above of average, okay? And also, South Africa always impeccable on styling and costume. So I think it's a big enhancing factor for her persona, okay, on the stage. And also her got good walk. I tend to think that she worked really hard on training. I think so. And also, I think it's sort of a plan or media plan, sort of that make her hype, sort of. Oh, she couldn't come to Israel, sort
Yeah.
of. There's a lot of attention got her. Okay,
Mhm.
and suddenly, when she arrived, she just emerged, fly high, sort of. And then end up in top 3. Oh. I mean, uh, essentially, she deserving. Okay, she deserving.
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
Mhm. She was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
yeah.
Summer, what do you think?
Okay, from start to finish, to from preliminary to the finals, I think she gave the strongest stage presence, and also her evening gown during the final 10 was impeccable, and on the top 5, um it's just her. From her national finals, I was expecting her to deliver every in every question. The way she construct her thoughts. Well, being a lawyer, it helps, and
Mhm.
and I think determining factor that evening was her when she came out on her evening gown. I think that was special.
Yes, yes. I
Mhm.
love her gown. It really spoke South Africa, and designed the silhouette, the concept, and she was perfection from head to toe. Her overall look was perfect. Yeah. Phil, South Africa.
Mm. It was her aura that delivered her to top three. Um, Comes finals night, when she was announced, I knew she's the girl who would just keep on advancing. South Africa. We always have that girl, the same girl in a year where someone, would just go straight top three. And South Africa was that girl for me. But and also I can say that South Africa seems to be IMG's favorite.
Hmm,
You know,
interesting.
like although it said last year Natasha clapped, but you cannot deny her presence last year. She took the pageant worldwide
Mhm.
storm, and same as this year. Um, her 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 preliminary performance to me was not that strong, but her presence was there, saying that I am South Africa. I am here, And unfortunately, with her being announced, that's the time that I really cried because my favorite clap. I love you, Miss Stain, Sarah. Ooh, it's hard to deal with.
I know. I know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what we think of South Africa. She deserved her top three position.
Mhm.
Again, it boils down to what the judges thought or preferred as the winner. But I think South Africa, did very. I think to me, South Africa's top three spot was a big redemption for what
Mm.
happened last year
Yeah.
with Natasha
Mm.
Joubert. Because South Africa was on everybody's list, in 2020. But to our
Mhm.
surprise, to our shock, really,
I
South
was
Africa
about
didn't
Mm.
to
make it
say,
in
like
2020. So I was,
Natasha looked like the sacrificial lamb.
Mm.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's basically our analysis, our assessment of all the top 16 contestants. Of course, there were some major shutouts. Like Phil mentioned, Spain. She was practically on everybody's list. She was shut out as well.
Mhm.
Belgium. Hello. Let's talk
Yes.
about Belgium.
Mm.
She
Belgium.
trained with Crystal Stewart,
Crystal
Miss
Stewart.
USA 2008. Yeah, I mean, her story was very touching. She was
Mhm.
born in Ethiopia, went to an orphanage, and then she was adopted by Belgian parents, and then she moved to Belgium, where she grew up. She had a very interesting story. But what happened to Belgium? Who else? Let me see. Uh, was it Costa Rica? Everybody was. Dominican Republic. She was also on
Dominican
my list.
Republic.
She didn't.
Mhm. She
Is
was on
yeah,
my list.
She didn't make
she's
the
my
cut.
list top 10.
Mhm.
Yeah, she
Mm.
was on my list. She didn't make the cut. Oh my God, what happened to Brazil?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that was
right.
What
expected.
happened to
That's right.
That was
Brazil?
expected.
I thought we would have our very first, after a long time, we haven't had any blonde queen since Australia that was 1994, 2000, 1990. When was that? Australia. Um,
2004, Jennifer Hawkins,
2004.
2004.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Mm.
That was our last blonde girl.
last blonde. Okay. Yeah, so you know what? She wasn't my favorite when she was selected in Miss Brazil Universe, so I wasn't really surprised. But
Mhm.
I thought she lacked a lot of energy, and her wardrobe in the preliminaries was
Mm.
horrible. I think it was a horrible choice. And then I mean, the only good thing about her was actually her costume. I love her costume. It was
Mhm.
all bright red, representing some
Right.
Brazilian
Mhm.
plant or something. But other than that, she was a major disappointment. So, who
Australia.
else was there?
Oh,
Huh?
sorry, Tito Rafa.
Right.
They were saying earlier, like, who are these girls? How come they made it in the top 16
Mm.
unexpectedly? Well, is it because they were trained by Luciera? They have connections inside of that. I don't think that's the
No.
case, especially with Belgium. She didn't make it in top 16, and the
Mhm.
fact that she was trained by Crystal Stewart, and she even
Mhm.
went to New York to train there for a long time, and she didn't make it in the top 16.
Right.
Her
Exactly.
gown. It was her gown, like preliminary
Yeah, I
gown.
don't know why it's loose here. It's almost like she didn't hire a
Yeah.
flip.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always loved like
Um,
liquid beading, but the fitting on that gown was hideous.
yeah. A couple of fans are saying that they were shocked by Brazil's exclusion from the contest. So, okay. So what
Thailand.
about? Yeah. Well, Okay, so the host country, Israel, did not make it. Usually the host country, always almost made it, but Israel this time did not make it. So I don't know. I wasn't really impressed by Israel's performance, to be honest. I thought
Her
it was like,
performance in
yeah, it was like
presenting, like
mediocre, as if she really didn't care. I'm very
mediocre
happy being,
is mediocre
I'm
is a
happy being
nice
Miss
word.
Israel, and I can't wait for this competition to end and get lost, girls, go home. Leave me alone. That's her attitude. All right, Thailand, and Chile Scott Kenneth. What happened to Thailand, Ko?
Okay, I'm going to be honest, okay, because I support her, but it's quite controversy indeed. A lot of fans, especially 2 or 3 nights before, when we found out like the real side of her, okay, in the picture, and we quite startled in this because it's quite different from a portrait, okay. So we are very concerned about her performance on the stage, or could she make it to the top cut if the committee wouldn't buy her idea, like representation of real side beauty as essence, and so I mean, exclusion of Ashley wouldn't be out of my expectation, honestly. Okay. If all everyone here would go back to my live react of Miss Universe Thailand 2021 final in my page, you would find that I already shocking of her winning on that night, and I said that Thailand would gain a higher chance to get in top 5 or top 3 if we went for Kasama or Mot, because both of them have a very strong stage performance, but Thailand tend to believe that this year would probably place more emphasis on English proficiency and articulacy. That's why they went for Ashley Scott Kenneth. And also we got a very short period of time, like 3 weeks, and Ashley is a novice, okay, in the pageantry. It's her first time joining, and also she hasn't had enough time to prepare, and also we all know that she has very weak passarella, which require time. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think eventually it boils down to preparation, time.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
time is of the essence. That, and also the fact that I really don't think that she really took the competition very seriously, because and then I really believe that as soon as she arrived in Israel, she started comparing herself with the other girls, and then that affected her psychological performance. I'm glad that she's promoting her body positivity stance and everything, stop cyberbullying and whatnot. I mean, that's all wonderful and amazing, but sometimes people don't care about your platform. People don't care about your advocacy. They just want to see a beautiful young woman on stage with beautiful hairdo, beautiful makeup, beautiful gown, beautiful body, wonderful set of high heels, and with good, reasonable communication skills to excel in the competition. They did not see that in Aunt Chili. So, so I feel bad for her in a way, but what can you do? It's a competition. You pick who the judges thought was the best. And unfortunately, it's not Thailand's year this year. So she was a major downgrade from 2020, Amanda.
I mean, Rafa, I strongly believe that her advocacy wouldn't touch on Miss Universe anyway, okay, at the beginning, when she won. And I got probably I haven't been seen favor, okay, by Thai, because I'm very, straightforward on MUT choice of winning. I support her, but I don't think that it's going to convince, to convince a lot of powerful people in the pageantry, especially in Miss Universe. So that's why Thailand, was put in a very risky position when choosing her. All or nothing, okay? Just all or nothing. And it's become nothing, okay? So, I mean, yeah, we sort of prepare somehow, okay? But we tend to be honestly delusional, self-delusional, okay? That most of people, especially powerful, okay, in the Miss Universe pageant tend to buy the idea, which turn contrarily, okay, according to the result. So I think next year we're going to go back to the basic, okay. We go back to basic, okay. So we learn,
Yeah,
okay?
just make sure to pick the right judges at the next Miss Universe Thailand competition.
Yeah.
Yes.
I totally agree with you, okay, but you just can't speak like this, okay? Because organization wouldn't listen to this idea. They tend to think that they got a good judge, they manage well. I think the big problem that the third crowd always be invasive from Thailand is overconfidence of the organization. They tend to think that they pick the right judge, they pick the right person, and they outline the right advocacy, sort of. And sometimes I think it's just a miss, okay, on the world stage. So that's why, okay, now, if anyone from MUT listen to me, I'm very open to help you, okay? I would love you to get back on track, okay? And to be in line with what the world seeing, everything today. So I think sometimes Thailand is sort of sometimes gone awry, okay? Wouldn't get the right idea what they want. That's why we try to miss the point all the time. We almost, and then India just got the crowd. And Philippines just came back. So we have to sit down and have a close look indeed, and how we perceive things, and how we pick, make the choice. And Rafa did right. I totally agree. You have to go into the root, like how to pick the judge, the right judge. That's the important things.
I think Miss Universe Thailand organization should invite me, Phil, Summer, Brian, Hector as judge. Okay, the organization needs to fly all of us out to Thailand to judge the next national pageant. Okay, and we're going to pick the best winner who will win the next Miss Universe crown for Thailand. Okay,
I think Rafa, I think ND of Miss Universe Thailand is very kind, and she's very open-minded. And if I got a chance to pass her the message, I will tell her, okay? I think she's very open to the idea, and it's a groundbreaking, okay? Like, oh, there's foreign judge to help us to select the best one. Yeah, and if suddenly the pick one can make Thailand third proud, you're going to be a star, Rafa.
Yeah, let's go. Imagine it. Imagine.
Let's go. I've never been to Thailand. I
and Phil as well, and Summer as well. You become a superstar.
Yes. No, I was just about to say, imagine the impact of it. It's the first national pageant that that invited pageant fans to judge the pageant, because pageant fans knows what's up with pageant. And to add more about what you said about your preparation, I think last year you got the best preparation, but you got the wrong girl. Last year was the best preparation, but you got the wrong girl.
Phil?
Yeah,
Mm,
I think
Huh.
so. I love
yeah.
Amanda's preparation. I love I love the lookbook, everything. It's so
But it should,
innovative.
yeah.
Mhm,
So
but
who actually you think the perfect one for me? It should be
Punica,
Rina
it
Singh.
should have been either Vina or Punica. This year it
Mm,
was supposed to be Vina. I don't know
yeah, that's
why.
right. That's why. That
Okay.
that's sort of Thai mentality. Okay.
Mhm.
So if there would be,
Somebody wait.
if,
Somebody says Thailand should stop picking half white girls.
yeah, we start, yeah, actually it start, talking in this edition, okay, because Kasama is full Thai and Mod
Yeah.
also full Thai, but
She's
because
gorgeous. I love her.
yeah, some up there
Or
executive,
Chalita
okay,
even. Yeah, Chalita.
yeah,
Swan
some
Flame. She
executive,
was wonderful.
not some actually, most executive concerned about the English proficiency and communication skill, which Amanda lack. Okay, so they try to meant by put someone who really eloquent like Angeli, okay, to fit it. And we made the wrong bet again, okay, because for me, I think that we should take, like Maud Augustma, who got a very strong state performance, and we can, use interpreter, okay, for her. Even though I think in that case we still got placement anyway somehow, okay.
Right. Yeah. So
For
it's
me,
it's up and down, on and off.
yes,
So
yes, that's
Thailand
right.
Thailand needs some consistency in the participation. Okay, I want to move on, and it's actually yes, we've gone past the 3 hour
Okay,
time limit.
Rafa,
So
one
I'm sure.
question.
Yeah.
Rafa, one question. So
Go ahead.
would your request become true, and how you handle about like bombardment from Filipino fans, like, oh, you probably kind of ingrate because you're going to help Thailand, or sort of.
I don't know. I don't know how I would react. No, that's interesting. Give me some time to think about that, and I'll get back to you. Okay.
Feel also, okay?
Okay.
And feel also, Summer also, because you are Filipinos, and how you react and how you counter. Some, I think that would be, a lot of fans that why you going to, like pick the girl to Thailand, and suddenly if that lady become the third, third Miss Universe, what you gonna do?
Well, all I can
Your
say,
life might become like hell, I think, for some fans.
all I can say is I've got bills to pay. That's all.
Exactly. We all have to live,
We all have to live. I've got
So
bills to pay. If there's an opportunity to make money, I would take it. Simple as that.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Mhm.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay. So somebody's asking, Joel says, Ko, what can you say about the viral video of Amanda? I think it's Amanda Obdam and her friends who were
Yes.
shocked when the Philippines advanced to top 5.
Okay.
I didn't see the video, so
Yes, yeah, I saw it, and I really love to answer this. Okay, and thank you
Please.
indeed for this question. Okay, I'm going to say here. Okay, I wouldn't like to. I wouldn't intend to defend on Amanda. Okay, but I rather say it's just natural reaction for everybody. Just like I expect, for myself, I expect Puerto Rico in. Okay, not South Africa. But
Right.
but one Puerto Rico wouldn't be in. I'm pretty shocked as well. But I did it live, so nobody saw my reaction. But Amanda sat with the third runner-up, Miss Universe Thailand 2022, Prayer Wanit, and her coach. So I think the reaction, Prayer actually expect USA to be in, okay? So USA rather Philippines, and Amanda, I'm quite not sure who she expect to be in. So it's like natural reaction. It doesn't mean that they against Bay entry. Okay. I met Amanda in person. I can tell she is one of the most lovable personality, compassionate,
Yes,
really
I
kind.
heard a lot of good things about Amanda. Yeah.
Yeah, really kind and very polite and approachable. So how she react is just like she probably expect her pick, just like you, Rafa. If you pick someone and she just missed, what you gonna do? You're going to say, you're gonna smile, yes, okay. I don't think so. It's just natural. So I don't. I try to say all the fans to all the fans. Just stay strong, okay? Keep your head level. Don't be swayed by some meme, okay? Um, just try not to take something out of the context, okay? It's just natural reaction. It can happen with any person. It doesn't mean Amanda or Proud or the people in the video maligned to Bay. We all supporting, and especially Amanda support LGBTQ, okay? And Thai Queen very supportive of LGBTQ, because we believe that without them we can't grow, okay? And most, I mean 100%, 99% of people surround them are LGBTQ. So they love Bay. They love Bay, definitely. And also Rafa, Proud, also, post in her Facebook that help me. All Filipino fans got me, help me. Because she got bombarded by Filipinos comments that why you react like that to me, sort of, she just can't believe that a lot of Filipino flock into her Facebook, and she's very surprised that Filipino fans know her by then. So in other way, she appreciate Filipino attention anyway. But I would love Filipino fans to know that all of them in the video wouldn't mean harm to Bay at all. They all supportive of Bay. It's just natural reaction. Someone that they wouldn't expect, like Proud for USA and probably Amanda for Puerto Rico, wouldn't get in. So it's just natural, just like me. But I didn't, show my reaction live. That's all.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to tell. Yeah.
Well, it seems like a lot of the fans love you, Ko, for your honesty and for your genuine character. You're getting a lot of compliments saying give the crown to Ko.
Oh, thank you indeed. After tonight, I wish that all Filipino fans here would love to help me to spread my message to all the Filipino fans on why to get the straight understanding about Amanda and Proud and Thai Queen as well. We love Filipinos, and she actually, I will tell you something. Amanda is actually the close friends of Rachel Peter. Yeah, she loves Philippines and she loves Filipinos. Yeah, they are best friends. Amanda would love to visit Philippines. Okay, so don't take anything in the wrong direction. And if Amanda visits Philippines, you will love Amanda much more, million times. Okay. You got the message from someone who already met Amanda, okay, in person. So just believe me, she's so kind. The kindest.
All right, enough. All right, enough of Amanda. I'm sure her ego is no big.
Thank you.
Somebody's saying Ko is the true politician. Why don't we send Ko to represent Thailand in Miss Universe? Are you game? Okay, we're gonna send you to represent Miss Universe next year. So that's I mean, these people are just writing all these funny comments.
Rafa, I already represent Thailand, okay, as a national director of Miss Interglobal, which I made a queen, but my queen relinquished the crown, okay? I already represent my country.
Yes, that was a very sad, unfortunate event, but you know what? Like what I said earlier, shit happens, so we just have to deal with it. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so from top 10 to top 5, Paraguay, South Africa, Colombia, India, Philippines. Any shockers?
Nope.
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 Mhm.
Okay, so they all deserve the top 5. Now it boils down to the top 5 Q&A, where the girls had to pick a different question from each judge. And then, so who do you think was the best girl to have answered her question? I thought India did the best, I think. Followed closely by South Africa, I thought. Even though I love Colombia, but I think she sort of like stammered a little bit, in her response.
But
And
no
then, of
one
course,
really
the whole
answered
idea
her
with
questions,
COVID
though.
passport, vaccine passport with Philippines, that was, to me, that was like the most difficult question, but she should have prepared it. She wasn't really prepared to answer that controversial question, I thought. So, okay, so, and then top 3, Steve referred to, okay, this is really hilarious. Again, Steve referred to Paraguay as Miss Portugal. Seconds before announcing the winner. And then, of course, he ended up correcting himself. Do you think that was scripted? Do you think that was planned?
Script.
No? It was scripted?
I think script. Yeah, script.
No, well, only Steve Harvey would know.
This is what he said. He said, they wrote Portugal on the damn sign. They're trying to play me again. I'm not going for it this year. That's what he said.
Well, he has Colombia and Philippines right there in the background. Good thing we're not announcing who's 3rd and 4th runner up.
I think like Colombia and Philippines in the background reminded me of like two bookends.
Yeah. But they were so cute though. They had the moment. I love the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so it boils, and then the top 3 Q&A, the girls received the same question. The question was, what advice would you give young women who are watching on how to deal with the pressures they face today? Okay, so I'm glad that they had put the headset on so they can hear the question. South Africa was the first to respond. Her answer was to choose courage over comfort at every opportunity they get. I would like women to know that since the beginning of time, they have had anything, everything, rather within them to achieve anything they've wanted. It is unfortunately the world that convinced them they do not. Okay, it was okay, but the structure was sort of kind of like not good. She basically was rambling. So I thought, okay, South Africa is out, second runner up. And then India's turn came, the best.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I think the biggest pressure the youth today is facing is to believe in themselves, to know that you're unique and that what makes you beautiful. I believe in myself, and that's why I'm standing here today. Boom. The delivery was perfect. The substance, the content was perfect. Her attitude was perfect. She did not stammer. She did not glib. Exceptional response. One of the best ever. Give her the crown already. And then Paraguay was her turn. She said, I've been through so many situations in my life, but I overcame it. So I want all women, all persons watching at this moment to join forces to do what you're meant to do, because you can do it, because no matter the situation, you can overcome it and you'll always be victorious. Doesn't this answer remind you of Puerto Rico from Miss Universe 1998, Joyce Giro? Women are the best. That's sort of like kind of response. So that was the impression that I got from Paraguay. Oh my gosh, she's channeling Miss Puerto Rico 1998. Women are the best, So anyway, but I'm glad that all the girls were able to respond in their own way. So any comments from our guests? Summer, Ko, Phil, you're okay with the answers, with the responses? Okay.
Oh,
Move
yeah.
on. the final
answers
look. So
were
this gave
perfect.
the judges. This gave the what?
No, that I
So
mean,
the
India's
final look
answer
gave
was
the top three
perfect.
girls the chance, yeah, to impress the judges, with the final look. So what about, okay, so the top three. Okay, so here comes outgoing queen Andrea Mesa, looking incredible in her uber expensive, uber gorgeous gown designed by that great Filipino designer based in Dubai, Michael Cinco. How would you rate the gown that she wore from scale of 1 to 10? I would give it maybe 9.5. Summer, how would you rate Andrea's Michael Cinco gown?
It's very similar to
What
Catriona,
Pia
right?
Wurtzbach wore
Pia
in
Wurtzbach.
2016.
And
Yeah. Mhm.
and then it's the same thing. She stumbled as well, just like Catriona, just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And I was not actually watching her gown. I'm more watching her facial expression. There was so much authenticity when she was trying to bid away her. I mean, when she was bidding goodbye, and it was really sad. Gown wise, I think I would give it a 9.
Okay, that's not bad. Ko, 1 to 10.
It's a great
An 8?
gown, but I agree with Summer because the design is quite similar to the previous one. So I probably put an 8 out of 10.
Okay, Phil.
Well, I would say it is a very beautiful creation. It kind of looks similar to the one that Pia wore, but what I loved about that gown is the color of that gown. The color is so rich,
Beautiful.
and when she was crowning India, it kind of reminded me, because India's gown was gold, it kind of reminded me of Canada 2008 when she came out. That was like a wow moment, and I was like, oh, but I would give it 9.5. Final answer.
Okay. Yeah, I do. I love the gown. I also like the sleeves. I thought that was very different because the one that Pia wore was, I believe, was strapless. She didn't have any shoulders. Which is like a strapless gown, I think. But the color was phenomenal. It was beautiful. Okay, so we all like Andrea Mesa's gown. The final result: second runner-up, South Africa; first runner-up, Paraguay; India won. I got up on my feet. I was like yelling and screaming and woo. I was texting my British Indian friend La Marina on Messenger. She was so happy. She lives in Britain, and she was so happy. She stayed up all night long, just to watch the pageant, and she was so ecstatic, and she left me a cute, touching voice message. Oh, Rafa, I'm so happy that India won, and she was just amazing. And so we all agree that India deserved the crown, right? No opposition from the panel. Ko, are you happy with India's winning? You better be.
Not only us.
Sorry again. Am I happy with the win? With India winning? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, very happy, very happy. I expect India to win anyway at the start, of the competition. So I'm ecstatic. Congratulations to all India worldwide.
Wonderful. Summer, are you happy?
With India,
yes.
I put her on my number 1 spot. So
that's right. Okay.
I'm up there.
I'm happy for you that you put her number 1. And Phil, of course, is very happy too, right?
Yeah, I put her number 1. She was my choice. And hey, India, welcome back to the game.
Exactly. Now, about Paraguay, I felt bad because I was really hoping for a country to win Miss Universe, a country which has never won the title before. So I think Nadia could have taken it all. But again, it boils down to the Q&A. I think the stars were aligned for India to win, and from the very beginning. So again, when fans are fighting each other online and stuff and everything, oh no, India's gonna win, oh no, Paraguay's gonna win, oh no, Colombia, oh no, Philippines gonna win. there's really no point because the winner had already been written in the stars. So the pageant, the telecast, is nothing more than a formal ceremony to introduce the winner that God himself had chosen already. So apparently God had chosen Miss India as the winner. Yep, Summer.
Sorry, Tito Rafa. Also, I just want to point it out, because about earlier, people were accusing me of not helping other candidates that is supposed to be close to. I'm talking about countries like the Philippines. The thing is, that was really hard for me to make a decision to put India on the top in the top position because I've been talking to let's say Puerto Rico, who's following me, Japan, the Bahamas, Great Britain. We have to be objective. So I just want to mention that if you're in this type of job, you need to be objective, and I have to be true to myself.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Because if you want to be a pageant analyst and a pageant critic, you cannot allow yourself to be bullied by fans who hate your point of view, who hate your opinion, because that's not what criticism is all about. I mean, sure, there's two sides of criticism. There's constructive and destructive criticism. People just don't get the difference between the two. Just because you say something negative about one contestant does not necessarily mean that you hate this contestant or you hate that country that this contestant is representing. No, it's not. That's not the case. It's no different from, let's say, judging I don't know, a fashion show. You have to be very, very objective, etc., or an acting show or whatever in a type of contest. So so chill out, fans. It's just a pageant. As much as you love your queen, as much as you adore, worship your queen, that's amazing. But eventually it boils down to who destiny has chosen to win. That's it. All you can do is cheer and support your candidate. That's it.
And I put
All right.
Bea on the third spot, on second runner-up position. I think that was amazing.
There you go. So a lot of fans are asking what Summer's channel on YouTube is. Okay, it's Crown Sisters on YouTube. Okay. I advise you to subscribe to her channel. Summer is amazing. She does incredible videos, not to mention her magical voice behind it.
I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. My voice isn't the same. But I can do that one more time.
Go. Yeah, I want to do it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crown Sisters.
I love that.
Thank you, Peter.
And also, I recommend, guys, that you follow Ko. Ko runs a Facebook page. It's called KP1 Worldwide, right?
And also
KP1.
YouTube, Rafa. YouTube, the same name as well. Yeah.
KP1 Worldwide on YouTube and also on Facebook. And of course, she's on Instagram. It's Ko Phanasa, KOPHANASA. So I'm going to put the links down in the box. And Phil is not really active on social media.
I'm not active on social media.
But he's affiliated with Missosology.
Yeah.
And
so
is it Miss Earth as well? Because I've been following Phil before. Is it Miss Earth? He is affiliated with Miss
Phil, are you associated with Miss Earth? No, I don't think so. Are you?
No. I've always been like with Miss Universe, following Miss Universe for Missosology.
Missosology.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Phil usually
is a former moderator of the...
And what else did I miss? Okay, Vagisha, of course. Yeah, Vagisha, who was early in the show. Follow her on Facebook and also on Instagram is Pageants with Vagisha, VAGISHA. Amazing channel. Go there. And Hector, unfortunately, could not make it because he didn't pay his bill. So that's why he doesn't have any electricity in his apartment. So Thank you, Peter, for your brief presence in the chat room. Thank you, viewers, Critical Beauty Salons, for patronizing my channel. Even though some of you hate me, but yet you continue to watch me, I really appreciate that. So I really, really thank you for that. So I love you all. And what else can I say? Thank you, my beautiful, gracious guest. Thank you, Summer from Crown Smith. Thank you for coming. Ko, Han, love you, my sweetheart. Thank you. I know it's what time is it in Bangkok, in Thailand right now?
25 to 4.
Ooh, my God. Have you slept at all?
Not yet.
Okay.
But
Well,
I'm fresh. You see, I'm fresh because of enthusiasm of the program. I really enjoy it, and also I read a lot of comments of the fans. I really enjoy. Okay, that's why it's keep me alert.
okay, that's good to know. Oh, David Mendoza, our favorite fan. Hi, David. Love Rafa. Thank you, David. Yeah, so Phil, of course, thank you, my
You're
sweetheart.
welcome.
Thank you for coming as usual. And I'm sure next time is going to be even better. Okay. So I don't know if you guys want to do the Miss World review. I think I'm just gonna rest on this one. I think I'm just gonna enjoy the show and maybe just post snippets of my comments here and there on my Instagram, Critical Beauty Official, because
Yes.
I'm honestly, I'm pageant out. I'm just exhausted. I'm just really, really exhausted. You know, starting with Miss Supranational in August, and then of course Miss Grand International, and now Miss Universe. I don't think I can handle Miss World.
There was 2 Miss Universe this year too.
There were 2 Miss Universe this year, mind you, 2020 and 2021. So, and of course, in the virtual pageant, Miss Earth, which I follow. I know some of you guys don't follow Miss Earth, but I followed Miss Earth, and Miss USA, of course, and Binibining Pilipinas, of course. So I feel pageant out. I'm just exhausted. So I'm just gonna sit it out with Miss World, just enjoy the pageant, and just depend on Brian's review. When he arrives in Puerto Rico, I'm sure he's going to be posting stuff, you know, from the pageant.
Good idea.
Right? So
Rafa is good idea.
So thank you.
You're
Thank you, Summer.
welcome.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณนะครับ ขอบคุณ
Thank
มาก
you,
ครับ
Phil. Mabuhay sa inyong
Thank you
lahat
all
sa
the
mga nanonood,
fans. Thank
sa
you
mga
for
Pilipino nanonood sa channel. Salamat
Thank
po.
you,
Thank
everyone.
you, Summer. Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias a
Thank you,
todos.
Rafa. See you.
Muchísimas gracias a todos, mi amigo Latino
Bye-bye.
que
ขอบ
me
คุณนะครับ
Have a wonderful week. God bless. Take care.